Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome to the last episode of Doltonshire, or should I say return to Doltonshire. Today's episode 4, and in the end, only one can survive. If they win, they get to join a canonical level of NPC status in the world of Edge of Legend. Now, before we get into all that even more, let us say hello to our two guests, and then we'll introduce everyone else, do a quick recap, and go from there. Let's start off with Aki. Aki, please tell them who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hello, I'm Aki. You might have seen me before. You might have not. I forgot where you might have. No, I didn't. Haha, Wayward Arcadia Mondays. Haha. And tonight I am playing Priscillica Morningstar. Your should I say like ancestry class and all?
Sure,
or should I just leave
whatever
it a
you want to
mystery?
do. It's up to you.
I'm playing. How long are we in? Can't curse yet.
Oh, I see. No, can't curse yet.
Can't curse yet. I'm playing such a pretty woman, and both of our pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. Well, next up on the guest list, we have, so happy to have you back, Zach. Please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hello, I'm Zach. I'm at Zach the Drac everywhere. I've been here a few times, but also repping the Mayday roleplay flag. I am playing a can of Play-Doh of a person named Gag.
Can of Play-Doh. Love that. Oh my god. And what are your wonderful pronouns?
Oh, yes. Gag has any pronouns, and mine are she, they.
Excellent. Next up, we have Randy. Randy, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Howdy, howdy. I'm Randy Alvarenga. I'm playing Corwin Winterbrand, a halfling tiefling bard. So very small little dude. Our pronouns are he, him.
Excellent. And next up, we got Sam. Sam, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hello, I'm Sam, and today I'm playing Eneg Blackwood. She is what is she? She's a human fighter, has been through some shit this past few episodes, and our pronouns are she, her.
Lovely. Well, next and certainly not last on the list, Wes, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Hi, everybody. I am Wes, and I am playing Randy 46.
Yay!
Hello, I am so happy to be here with all of you. Ha 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 ha.
That's right. You thought you got rid of him when he was R&D 47, but the earlier model just showed up, R&D 46.
Yes, my personality matrix has been retained. I create jokes.
Ah, ah, ah.
Ha 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 ha.
Laugh! Oh my god!
I love that. Well, my name, as I fix my thing here, I am making it worse. My name is PJ. I am the GM for Edge of Legend and, of course, Doltonshire. My pronoun is he, him. There we go. And tonight I'll be playing everything in between. And if you haven't had a chance to see the recap yet, it's on Nat20Prods. That's youtube.com/Nat20Prods. We had Sam do it. If you missed it, go check it out. But here's what you missed anyway. So last week was pretty crazy as they entered the maze of doors, unsure of where to go. The timer went up. And the timer is always on when you're in the maze of doors. The world basically broke apart and reformed, and they fell. They all took 5 damage, thus killing Silas at this point for good. But life continues onward, and a series of opening doors led them to go back home to the pirate ship where they're from. However, it was this kind of dead, desolate ghost town until they found the door to get back into the maze. From there, they kept traversing. They saw a door that said "Don't." And so they decided to open the door that said "Don't" on it. Dan went insane. Dan, the orc man, went insane and succumbed to the madness of the door and Shoth Shevaliath, the god of doubt and despair, and then was killed as he turns on the team around him. They keep going through a whole bunch of traps, whole room becoming spinning blades, a slowly moving ceiling that I think almost got to Sam, thankfully she broke out in time. And all finally culminated to one final door. The final door, and opening it was Yonk the Goblin, who again became possessed by Shoth Chevalioth, and then turned on the group with Dan coming back from the pit of unknown. They charge through, they fight for their very lives. Yonk and Dan, both possessed by Shoth Chevalioth, are killed. But they realize they're still not safe. They are finally outside the maze of doors. They can hear the stomping of the Hayman coming from the farmland just south below. And the only safe refuge, there it is, they can see in front of them is a large building across a soft gravel parking lot with a simple sign that says Doltonshire Sanitarium. So this is where we're going to open right back up. All of you are now outside, having recollected and reconvened from surviving the maze of doors or just surviving running through Doltonshire on your own. Now, for the guests, you can choose whatever story led you here, but one thing is for sure, you have barely survived the nightmares and horrors that you have seen along the way. And you are now here with everyone else standing outside the Doltonshire Sanitarium. So, the Hayman coming at you, the night all around you, and the only safety being this building. Let's start there. What do you do?
I look over at Ineg and I would just go, where do we go next?
Anywhere. Oh, is that the sanitarium?
Yeah, it appears so, yes.
It might be our only option.
All right, let's go.
We book it.
Yep.
Okay. Everyone else is booking it to the sanitarium as well when you see these two crew members running off.
Yes. Gag watches from a few feet away, and once it seems like they can get to the door without dying, they proceed as well.
So, assuming everyone is moving inside the sanitarium building. Yes.
And we know them all from like work, right?
Yeah,
so if I said them, be like, okay. So I would see the three of them and be like, okay, you're alive. Good for you. Keep running. Get to the door.
We are running now.
Oh no, it's one of those.
Hey, look, it is our friends from work.
Hello, dears.
One second, I was muted. Yes, friends from work. Amazing, wonderful.
Isn't
I
it?
say, as I don't know, I just from the sky, I like raise one hand and I pluck a squirrel and just put it on my shoulder and go, sure, wonderful. The squirrel does not look healthy.
Basilica looks like she's right in her zone, and I'm just keeping running.
All right.
Randy's going to stop and just be like, I would like a small pet as well. Can I get one too?
Maybe when we get to the door, darling, we just probably should keep running.
Oh,
you could stay behind if you want. Actually, make a lot of noise and go that way.
I look at an egg and I'm like, how did they survive this long?
I do not want to stop. And he's going to like pick up the pace a little bit and keep running.
Just passes me.
Okay. So you all enter the sanitarium. As you do, the door closes behind you, and a faint roar can be heard muffled behind it. It seems that for now, you are safe. Looking around, you see the welcome lobby of the sanitarium. A desolate and destroyed state of affairs greets you. A simple 3-step staircase leads you from the spacious clamshell-shaped linoleum-tiled lobby. And up those steps, away from the lobby, you can see 3 hallways. The left and the right are for sure. However, straight ahead, there seems to be a barred hallway with rusty gurneys piled high into a violent barricade. their leather straps torn and made tattered by dried blood and stains on the mattresses of human filth and old viscera. The check-in station stands between the center hallway and the right hallways. However, a flickering light shows that just beyond a shattered front glass divider, reinforced, blood stains of human hands smear and mar across the wall and the records just beyond it. In this lobby, draping from a 50-foot ceiling and lying on the floor, is a massive banner made of paper, trailing downward. You can barely read, "Happy Blessings Day." With a metallic thud and slam, the lights go off, turning everything pitch black. Words appear glowing in the dark that weren't there in the light. Smeared on the wall is, "Beware the truth. Everyone is mad. Welcome to the sanitarium."
It's not very sanitary for a sanitarium, is the first and only thing I say as I pluck another squirrel from the sky and give it to Randy 46.
He claps. I have a pet now. I have a pet now. It is a good day to be Randy.
Where are you getting those from?
I think,
He just
yes.
says,
Let's just say I survived this long because I know how to play this game. That one's JP. This one's Audrey.
Read the squirrel. Good names. Good names. Well, Gag, do you
Yes.
have any special skills that might keep us alive in here?
Well, in a way, I guess it's hard to explain. I can sort of shuffle myself around, if that makes sense.
Yes, I'm sure that will come in handy if you enter a room with spinning blades or invisible creatures trying to eat your face. It should, yes.
Yes.
I would like to roll perception. I have dark vision as a tiefling.
Okay. Are you looking for anything specific?
No, I just want. I'm like, at this point, Corwin is paranoid AF, and everything around him is just terrifying. So he's just like looking for movement, looking for any signs of anything.
Okay, give me a perception check.
that's smart.
Okay, let's start the night out strong. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay.
Work.
So
We're gonna live.
Not if I use all my luck now.
So from where you're standing, you can look into the reinforced pane glass for the check-in station, now shattered. You can see that what broke it was someone throwing another metal chunk of equipment through there. You can see that there is a door cracked just a little bit, and what looks like, when you kind of turn your head, a metallic box inside, slightly opened. Maybe something else in there that could be helpful. As far as that is concerned, the only thing else you can find besides the hallway splitting as they do is a vent somewhere to the top right, to the right of the almost impenetrable barricade of rusted, filthy gurneys. And that vent looks pretty small.
Oh. But I'm still with people. And I don't want to go by myself. All right. He takes a mental note of that, but does not share that info. All right.
All right. So what do you do?
Can I
now?
vibe check Corwin?
Yeah.
Yeah, with his permission, go ahead and make a perception check.
One second. I just need to make sure that this is how this works. Where is it? Where'd you go? One second. Sorry. I have not played this lineage before. Cool. So I'm specifically sensing a motive, and I get a +1 bonus because of the type of damn fire that I am.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
I think I can. I think that's okay. What perceptions of the 19?
Okay, and is that against a passive, or do I roll something?
I'm gonna put that against your will DC.
Yep. That's an 11. So you see that he's like looking off in the distance, and you see him just kind of stop right in the middle of it, and then be like, I didn't see anything. And then he's like very like purposely like looking around like in the opposite direction. So there's something over there that you've noticed. He's not trying to show that he saw.
What did you see?
Ah! Why? How did you get? Okay. I saw a box hidden on the other side over there. I don't know what's in it, but maybe there's something useful. And also, and he points up at the vent, a tiny little vent, but I don't want to tell everybody because not everyone can fit up there. So it might be useful to hide or escape. I don't know.
I'd like to say that Randy is trying to listen into the conversation, but he's very enamored by JP the squirrel.
JP the squirrel is one jacked fucking squirrel.
Oh no.
I will say, both squirrels don't have regular squirrel teeth.
What kind of teeth?
Fangs, too big, like a little fork.
Vampire fangs, vampire squirrels.
Vampire squirrels.
I will protect my squirrel with all of your lives.
What?
I'm gonna roll to see how edible the squirrel seems.
Okay.
I have the stats, don't worry.
That's an 18 for edibility of this vampire squirrel. Does it look delicious?
It looks very small, despite its very large mass. You know that there are some key signs that it may not be healthy meat. Red eyes, protruding fangs of a predator, some weird gaminess around the fur. It's a very cute, thick creature, but you don't think eating it is wise.
We need to get out of here.
Facts.
Are you hungry, Ineg?
But why would you say that?
Well, you just looked at the shredded squirrel and then you licked your lips, and it was
Shredded
confusing.
squirrel. Shredded squirrel tacos. Ugh.
Corin
Yes,
runs
yes,
up
I'm
to
hungry.
Gag. He runs up to Gag and is like, you don't want to eat here. You don't want to eat here. That's how they get you.
What happens when? What do you mean? Like,
I can't believe you didn't notice. We had some members of the crew who ate some of the food that was given for Blessings Day, and they went mad and started tearing at each other and eating each other. So, yeah.
Oh, would you like some? I grabbed some in town and put it in my storage compartment. And he just,
No!
like, opens up where his stomach would be.
I slap it. I slap it.
Well, that was rude. I took it because I did not want to be rude, even though I do not consume food.
thank you, Randy. I appreciate the gesture. There are many ways to eat something.
Yes.
And she picks it up and just puts it against her heart, and her body folds around it, and it's gone.
Hey, okay.
Oh, I really like your party trick.
Thank you.
Do it again. Do
You
it
want-
again.
Give me the squirrel.
You could actually. I can always make another.
May I have an army of squirrels?
Well, it seems like it's about time
It's
to
about
be
time to-
looking for a way to get out of here.
Focus up.
Yes. What about, are there any other doors in this room?
Yeah.
So far, all you can see is the lobby, the center hallway that's barricaded, the check-in center, and the hallways that break off to your right and to your left.
Ooh,
Which
I
way
have a
do we
question
go?
actually. So this is gonna sound really weird. Both of my squirrels can sense fresh blood. So is which hallway, and it's like 120 feet. So
Yeah.
which hallway would you say has the most fresh blood in it?
That's hard to say because they keep smelling something on the ceiling 50 feet up. You keep seeing their heads arcing and their noses pawing at the smell of something above you.
Oh. It would appear that there's some shit on the ceiling, and I look up like this.
How does one poop on the ceiling?
No. I
Activate
mean,
your
like,
core.
Can I
blood.
can I aim up there
Aim with your
with my composite short bow?
absolutely.
I'm gonna just I look at where they're looking and I'm just gonna shoot because
Okay.
I don't trust it. All right. Oi. 15 plus 11, 26 to hit.
26 to hit.
If there's anything up there worth hitting.
Okay. That hits. You see your
Oh,
arrow.
no.
You see your arrow anchor in to something, and then you see with a loud, meaty thud,
Don't like that.
this body lands limply next to you, and a second one shortly after. Another loud, this time kind of a wet, squelchy thud as its mass hits the floor next to it.
I'm going to take JP off my shoulder and set it on the ground. Look, my squirrel pet, snacks.
Does anyone look at the bodies that has dark vision?
Me.
I have low light vision.
Okay.
That count?
Okay. Low light vision, you can make out two forms, two medium-sized forms. There's some interesting but familiar coloration about them. Corwin and Priscilla, you recognize your druid friend and their animal companion, Mephit. You see that they have been lacerated. But looking from the bruising, it wasn't a sharp knife. No, it might have been a very rusty, dull knife. Made quick work of them, though.
Oh, that's it.
Can I look around and like can I do some kind of survival check to try to like light a torch with my skills?
Yes, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay, that is I cannot add 22.
Me too. Okay. You're able
21.
to make,
Sorry. 21.
okay, 21. You're able to make a sort of crude, simple torch. It doesn't give you a lot of light. Kind of like when someone opens up a lighter and uses that to see what's around them. So, unfortunately, this will only let you see within 5 feet. So if it's super dark, you put it up something, you'll see it, but you won't be able to see down hallways with it.
Good enough for now. So, do any of you want to pick a hallway or I'm done with making choices. I just had 2 parts of a former coworker try to stab me. And they were bouncing separately. It was
That does not sound feasible. Perhaps you are sick.
Oh, it was Yonk from the ship. Remember Yonk, bouncy?
Yes, I do remember Yonk, though he was just one piece.
Oh yeah.
The treasure? The pirate king?
I do not follow. Are you speaking of some sort of play?
Yeah, I believe they call it anime somewhere. I don't know the places here. I don't get out much.
Oh,
Is it about pirates? I once read a pirate book, and that is why I am here.
I start heading down hallway to the right.
Really
Okay.
I'll
quickly.
follow
though-
you.
Really quickly though. What is the animal companion?
I
Or what
bel-
was the animal companion?
I want to say it was a riding drake of some
It was
kind.
a wyvern. Yeah.
A wyvern. There you go.
That's fascinating.
Uh-oh.
I-
Oh no.
I'm gonna keep it. Let me see. How am I gonna do this? Because I know how I've never played with this dedication before, but I know I can keep it. So I want to keep it. Would you say I can drag around at least a part of it for a little while, so that way I don't have to waste a spell slot?
I mean, it is a medium-sized creature. If you were strong enough to drag around a medium-sized creature, then you can probably do so. Yeah.
I have no idea if I'm strong enough to bring a medium-sized creature.
While you're doing that, Corin, as you are trying to or proceeding to go down the right, you get a chance to look into the check-in station, and you do see the metal box is open, and there seems to be a lever inside.
Oh, I'm gonna go. Can I get to it at all?
Oh yeah.
This is dumb, but I'm gonna go and mess with that lever.
Okay. All right.
Well-
So as
Yeah, but before I cause my own doom, what does the lever look like closer?
are you so before you enter the check-in station or
Yeah, yeah, from like whatever the best vantage point I can get looking into the room before I walk in.
the massive shattered hole in front of the mirror, the glass partition, you can see that there's this kind of metal security box or a metal device of some kind. And opened up, you see what looks like a little like a lever, and then a note, a piece of paper is stuck in there as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go over there. Try to look at that piece of paper. Or at least take it with me if I can't. It's dark, even though I have dark. Can dark vision? Can you read in the dark? Because that would be the coolest like power ever.
Yeah, I think you just see everything in different colors.
Depends on the ancestral form of it, but we'll get to that later.
Tiefling.
So,
Yeah.
So as you walk in the check-in station, shattered glass litters the entire floor in massive, jagged, and dagger-like panels. On the floor, you find a metal chair that was thrown through the reinforced glass partition. You don't see the body of whoever was in here originally, but you do see the partially open door in the back. And as you enter, it slowly peels open, and a body flumps heavily with a thud on the ground.
Okay.
With the metallic box, taking your attention back to that, you see the large switch on it reads the words emergency.
Okay. Has it already been used, or is it like? Because it's a lever, so it hasn't.
Has not.
Oh. Okay. So can I take it with me?
Take which with you?
Like whatever this is, the box, I guess. How big is this box?
Oh, so sorry, the box is embedded in the wall.
Okay.
My
okay.
apologies.
So it's just okay. I'm just gonna pull the lever then.
Okay. You pull the lever.
Time to die.
Wrong lever.
So with that, you hear a loud metallic thunk happen all over the sanitarium. With that, a red light goes on. You are no longer in low or dim light, but everything now is this blinding, eerie shade of red.
Randy's
Does that-
immediately going to look at Corin. What
I-
have you done?
I turned the lights on, I think.
Does red not normally mean bad?
It could also mean danger, emergency, is, like someone's attacking the ship or something like that.
Or tomato sauce.
Or tomato sauce.
The only problem is it's going to make following blood really difficult. And then he goes, except we have squirrels.
And now a writing Drake, I figured out how to do it. So
What?
at some point in time, I cast Animate Dead, and then I cast Bind Dead. And because I'm the undead master, it immediately becomes my mature animal companion. And I get to keep it, and I'm going to call it over specifically. So that way I have it for a while. Actually, no, it's going to, so my undead companions can follow me around. It's just, it works like Beastmaster. I can only actually have one in battle with me. And I would
Okay.
still like to keep the one in battle with me being JP, the buff fucking squirrel. Because once we get into battle, it'll be hilarious how much damage the squirrel can do. So, yeah, have the writing Drake now, and I'm going to call them. Actually, name ideas. I still need to.
I
name
forgot
this
their
one.
name.
For the Drake, can we name the Drake Josh?
Yeah, sure.
Josh.
Oh.
Josh.
I love that.
What a pious name.
Corwin,
Yeah.
you see folded and placed delicately on the inside of the wall-mounted metal box, there's a note. Do you read the note?
Absolutely.
Okay. The note says, doing a lot back and forth here, my apologies.
It just says don't pull lever.
The note says to you, backup temporary, these red lights. Main generator beyond treatment.
Okay.
3 keys are needed.
I think I found our quest log. He pops up onto the table and he goes, we are looking for 3 keys to turn the power back on, which will, I assume, open that gate that's shut over there and allow us to get safe places. There's a generator. These lights won't last forever.
Okay. Well, we chose one way.
Mhm.
Should we, if there's 3 ways and 3 keys, maybe we have to go every way.
What is that
What?
behind you?
Corwin, make a reflex save.
Oh no!
Oh.
Okay. That's a 17. I'm gonna use my hero point.
PJ weaponized the private chat against you, Randy.
How dare you? All right, that was better. 26.
26. Okay.
That's so evil.
Yeah, that was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'm God. Oh no.
As you are standing in this tiny room, dried blood caking the walls with handprints looking for mercy and solace, smeared into oblivion to be forgotten. The thump of a goblin body dressed in the clothes of the Order of the Compass Rose behind you. Your back is turned as you speak to your compatriots. At this time, Ineg informs you there's someone behind you. And as you slowly turn, you see a tall, terrifying, powerful creature with a rusty dagger in their hand. And as they reach high and swing down, you are able to duck and run away if you want to.
Oh,
Will you run for your
absolutely.
life?
Oh yeah.
Run, because the hunter has their prey.
Oh no.
You hear a roar as this massive body leaps through the glass partition, leaps 50 feet into the air, where the body of your friend plummeted dead and vanishes in the red light of the sanitarium. You're very lucky, but now you know that someone in the sanitarium is hunting you.
out of curiosity, having seen that, would that creature fit into the vents?
From what you can tell of this body, this is a massive, medium-sized, but massive framed creature. If they fit through the vent, it's only because they ripped it in twain to get through it. But you don't know. You can hear them clumping off somewhere in the woodworks, in the ceiling structure of this building.
Well, that is not good. I will protect JP. Follow me. And he's just going to run down the right hallway.
Is everyone going in the right hallway? Are you dividing the party?
There's 3, right?
3. The center is still barricaded by filthy and terrible barricade, but the left and right seem to be open.
Yeah, I'm running to the right.
Same.
I have to go right, Mike.
Where the squirrel
They
is.
have my boy.
All right. So you go to the right.
Fuck.
You see on the wall of this hallway, recreation and staff. Looking down it, bending around the right side of the building, you find a long L-shaped hallway that seems to bend straight on and towards an open room. As you go down, all around you, you are flanked by doors that are already flung wide open, have been resting there for God knows how long. Lights balefully flicker as they fight against the bright red security lights that you've turned on. And as you walk down this hallway, you begin to hear a whisper. You all hear this whisper just gently, "You there. There was never a curse. Never a madness, just truths," repeats this ghostly tone again and again. "You there. There was never a curse. Never a madness, just truths."
Can they perceive where it's coming from?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check to try to track the sound.
I would like to do that too.
Yeah.
So that is a 27 for me.
7.
19 for me.
Let's see. It's 29.
29.
I'm gonna roll something. I'm gonna roll stealth. I like hide under a table or something.
Okay.
Could I do perception as well? But could I have? So could I have one of my animal companions do the perception check for me? As we are probably most likely sensing blood here. However, they also do have it's an imprecise scent based one, and their range is about like 120 if it's bleeding, and 30 if it's not. But they also have low light vision, just like me. So I was wondering if I could do that.
Okay, so Randy is taking this opportunity to stealth. Now you are in an open hallway. Are you hiding behind like the corner, or are you trying to jump into one? Okay, so you're hiding behind the corner.
Yeah, I'm hiding.
So you all start trying to listen.
24, by the way.
24. Thank you, 24. So you all start trying to listen for this ghostly whisper. Where's it coming from? You're looking around. And as you begin to really focus on it, you start hearing this voice under the voice. It's almost like a subliminal message, and it continues on as the voice above is saying, "There was never a curse." You start hearing this under voice, and it begins to try and whisper deep, ancient blasphemies to you, facts that destroy your very understanding of your mortal existence, experience, and all reality. This goes further and further until you see the world around you becomes dark. A dark night sky filled with shining, twinkling stars and a full moon. Everyone but Randy, please make a will save.
It was like the unholy truths, and I immediately thought,
Wait,
like,
Randy,
capitalism
as
is
in
good.
me?
Sorry.
Yeah,
or
which
Corwin.
Randy?
Everyone but Corin. See what you've done to me, Wes.
It's the point,
Fuck
PJ.
you.
You're
Fuck
a
you,
criminal.
Tyler.
27. Will save. I had to hero.
Do I gotta make will saves for all of my animals?
I'm going to say you get to make one will save. It'll be for the group
Okay, thank
of
you.
animals and you.
Yeah.
Because like I could, but it would just take a little bit.
Also, I'd love to take the opportunity to activate my advanced targeting system.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
Your ocular processors are augmented with advanced targeting systems, which allow you to more easily pinpoint your enemy and read their movements.
Okay. So you got a 27. Sam, what was your
I also got a
Okay.
27.
27? Zach, what was your
29.
29.
Nat 20 plus 11, 31.
Damn.
Nice.
Mine's already gone. Can't take it. It's gone.
Okay. So, everyone except Zach, you hear some of these words and it begins to shatter your mind, yet you are able to will yourself before any real dragging into an abyss of madness can take hold of your mind. Though you can only half remember the things that you were told, what little you do, fill your mind with dread and your soul with doom. Aki, Wes, Sam, you have gained Frighten 1 forever. And you are Doomed 1.
Oh.
And a quick explanation of this. If you get Doomed 4, your soul leaves your body, you automatically die. Now, Zach, your mind and will save you from this abomination, and thankfully, you come to with no memory of anything you just heard. But the longer you stay in this hallway, the more these blasphemous truths are going to try and crack open your skull and burrow into your brain as they continue to say, there was never a curse. There was never a curse.
Oh,
You see a
time
door
to
in front of
go,
you.
everyone, down the hall.
Okay.
Can I do something?
Mhm.
Can I play Inspired Defense to try to help my friends? It would give a +1 stat bonus to AC and saving throws, as well as resistance equal to half of my spell's level to physical damage, but they're not being physically attacked. All right. I cantrip summon instrument. He gets his little pipe flute out, seeing his friends sort of just like standing there, like probably looking off for where that sound was coming from, and he just begins piping, and he's like, "I hope this helps." And he plays just a song that inspires defense for everyone. So, yeah. I don't know if that does anything, but I thought to try.
I know what it does.
Yeah. No, but I meant I wanted to try to help you guys with your stuff.
Yeah, it cancels out the frightened effect. Like for you, it gives you your +1s to a bunch. For us, it just cancels out the frightened
Yep.
effect, which
Oh,
is pretty
sweet.
fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
back to normal, but you get
But-
your +1 bonuses.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's my last song, and then instrument disappears, and he goes. That's for helping me, Ineg.
Thank you.
I do not want to be in this hallway any longer.
You're right.
Go.
Let's go.
Into the room.
Never a curse.
Into the room.
So straight ahead, you see two doors open wide. You see recreational craft center on a on a polished bronze plaque by the door. Cresting through, you can hear the slam violently as every single door in the hallway slams shut. But as you make your way into the room at the end of the hallway, the red light seems to be swallowed whole by the darkness in this room. While it may not be a darkness, the darkness is only pierced by a few purple lit candles. smattered around this 50-foot by 20-foot room, and a beam of light gently lays upon two items resting on a table in the back. Looking around the room, the smell of burning wax and grease paint becomes very palpable. All around you, you can find disturbing images of starry night skies, horrible images, and effigies made from jagged wooden sticks and thick yarn. One image stands out. A painting done in the rough hand of a madman, dark paint barely revealing a tall and very thin, skinny man wearing a black suit with no face at all and a moon above them with a grin going from one ear to the other. What do you do?
Can I roll like a lore? Like I'm trying to figure out what that that image is. Like, has it been in any stories? I don't know what I would roll there. Society?
You can try.
Actually, can I do occult?
Yeah, you can try.
Could I do religion?
Sure.
That was
Thank
a
you.
17, but yeah.
Unfortunately, with a 17, nothing's coming to mind. This almost seems very specific.
24.
24. Nothing comes to mind. You've heard some urban legend being on a pirate city, floating around and meeting people of, people just going violent sometimes and going on killing sprees and thinking they saw this very, very tall, thin man hand them something in the night. But, how would that get here?
Can I try to take the painting off the wall?
Go right ahead.
Cool.
Nothing happens as you take it off the wall.
I was really hoping there'd be a key behind the painting, but that doesn't make sense.
Does the painting look the same?
Same as what?
Same as when it was on the wall.
I see.
No,
I see.
yeah, no little.
The painting does still stay the same, and now you get to look at it with more garish detail, more close up. You can see the paint just jaggedly, manically painted on. The face in this moon is horrifying, and this tall, tall figure just standing in a starry night sky.
Wait, can I do an occult roll on these purple ass candles? They're weird as fuck. Sorry.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Oh, much better. Okay. Math. 22. Yeah, 22.
22. Okay. You've definitely seen certain religious items used for ritual, prayer, or even just, consecration. Candles being a different color, denoting different materials in the wax. Very common. Red candles, yellow candles, black candles. You've never seen a purple candle like this before, and you can see something in the smoke coming off the wick as it burns. It is an acrid smoke that smells of something very unsanitary.
Can I dispel magic?
Go right ahead. Make a counteract check.
Okay. Don't know how to do that. I know I've used this once already, but how do I do a counteract spell? Is it like my spell attack?
Yeah, whatever skill. I believe it's based on the skill that the spell would be. So for you, it would be occult, and it would go against the DC based off the spell.
Got it. Okay. All right. 16 plus 7. 20. Wait, 16 plus 7. Sorry, my brain's not working.
23.
23? Yeah.
Okay.
It's just one above what I rolled before.
So as you wave your hand to try and dispel the magic of the candle, you see the candle's flame gets intense, and it starts to become a brighter, almost violet color as it rages in defiance of you.
Gosh. And there goes my spell slot.
I have alchemical crafting. Is it possible for me to try and study the candle and see what its composition is?
Sure. In the meantime, you definitely have the 2 items on the table that are glowing and the doors behind you that are closed.
What should I roll
What-
for that, by the way?
Should be crafting.
Okay.
Yeah. Or alchemy lore, either one, depending on what you have.
I have no idea what it's made of. It's a nat 1, so it's an 11.
Yeah. Unlike most candles that are, even though they're waxy, there's still a solid kind of tubular, waxy texture to it. This is almost porous and spongy when you touch it. That's all you can really kind of figure out, and that's very perplexing to you.
It is a squishy candle. I do not understand.
Ooh. And what are the two items on the table one more time?
Do you go to investigate them?
Yeah.
Okay. You find what appears to be a massive stone tablet about the size of a torso standing upright with some images depicted on it, and what appears to be a book. Well, not really a book. It's really a file folder with a bunch of loose leaf paper put in there. And coming out almost like a bookmark, you see what appears to be the type of cord someone would wear around their neck.
Can I roll lore esoteric on both of these?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay.
Esoteric.
That's
lord.
a great lore.
Woo!
Yes.
Damn.
They're a thaumaturgist.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, never mind. You're good. You will most likely live.
We'll see about that. That's I rolled a 22, but I want to use assurance. That I can. Oh well, no, that's fine. I don't need to use assurance. 22.
Okay, 22. So as you look at these, you see that the notebook is crudely made out of materials that have been kept here at this medical facility. This is probably very important information to someone still living here. Next to it, you see the stone. This is an ancient artifact. You're not even entirely sure about where it comes from, what part of the world history it's from, but it is old. And you can tell by the graphics on it, the images engraven on it, that this is prophetic. You see what appears to be the image graven on the stone of all the gods of your world crying in lamentations, and under them a pair of eyes just looking directly at you.
Oh. I'm not sure what to do with this, but I don't know. Maybe there's something that we can do with the candles and the stone. I'm afraid that it'll bring back something that'll kill one of us, and I don't want that.
Okay, so we have this image, and then we have the room, and we have the candle. Could I roll maybe like a perception? Because I think perception is the only thing I got that would make sense, since I'm looking for like a clue, sort of. If this is like a ritual room, for example, right? But it's like a ritual puzzle. Like you got to put the candle in a specific place, or you got to find another one or something like that. Like I'm looking for a clue that connects these 3 things together.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And perception, I'm assuming, is what? I feel like that's the only thing. Unless there's something else, but I don't know. I technically have no lores. I got one of those backgrounds. So yeah, just can I roll?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Dope. Eat shit. Nat 20.
Okay.
Beautiful poem.
I will
Beautiful
know
short
for a
poem.
fact if this room is just scary or a puzzle.
So you are sure enough, you are looking around. You can tell at one point that this was probably an arts and crafts station for people here to express themselves, painting and all kinds of things. Now it just looks like some horrible shrine made to these two items in this now locked 50 by 20 room. But a shrine to who? Or what?
Can I make a perception check of the ceiling and like the walls around the area to make sure that there's no way for that creature to get in?
Go right ahead.
Cool.
While you're looking, you see Corwin just standing there, like holding his bow, like really taut, like just in sort of being careful. He's very purposely not looking right by the door.
So that's only an 11. So in lieu of that, I'll just activate proximity alert. You're unnaturally in tune with your surroundings and react instinctively to danger.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. So, as you proceed to look around, if you want to, Wes, did you get that message I sent you?
That is unsettling. There is a tall man in the corner.
That's probably who the shrine is for, maybe.
Does he
Wait.
look like the man in the painting?
What?
Just-
Gonna have my weapon out.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just gonna pull his weapon and
Yeah,
be
I
like,
turn and shoot at him.
I immediately shoot at the man.
Okay.
Don't walk up on me when I'm in the middle of a ritual circle. Come on.
That's just etiquette.
So, as you turn and fire at the man, the tall, thin man in a black suit staring at you from the corner. Well, you might be staring at you. He has no face to look at you with. You take your shots, and they hit him, and he stands there as if unfazed. But it's at this time that you are allowed, bang, bang, and you see a woman with what appears to be another metal chair slam it against the door. She's trying very hard to break it in with all of her might, and then suddenly from the sky, slowly rising, or when you see the same dark, tall, powerful frame behind you that was in the room. Everyone else just seen this woman finally just give up with all of her might, shatters through, kicks the door open, and pulls out 2 swords. She screams at all of you to either fight or run. Well, sorry, in her words, listen, you better fight or you gotta run. Question is, what do you do?
She wants to fight us? She wants to fight that thing.
She's
I mean,
offering
she
you
gave us
choice
a
to
warning
fight.
enough, so she's not.
Right. I think she's fighting with us.
Fight the
Fight?
thing.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Hey, we can
Big
do
thanks.
whatever you guys want.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you, fight or run, and the biggest vote or the biggest offer, that's what the group does. Randy/Corwin, fight or run.
Corwin wants to run. Like that's what he wants to do. That's my vote.
Okay. Wes, fight or run.
Randy's first instinct is to protect JP, so he's gonna want to run.
Okay.
Must
Two
protect
for run.
furry friend.
Aki, run or fight?
Want to make a vibe check?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Time? We don't have time for
I was
vibes.
gonna say Wes as a player
It's-
wants to fight.
It's
wants to protect
super.
his squirrel.
It is super hyper specific, right? Which then determines whether I fight or run. And it is really just the thing that dropped from the ceiling or whatever. I just
Mhm.
want to know if it's undead or not.
Yeah,
That
fair.
truly is that. Knowing it will make or break my decision. That's really it.
Do you want me to describe this creature to you?
Yes, please.
Okay. Use description I can find. It says still taking forever. Here we go. Cool. There you go.
Is this a part of secret chat?
Nope.
Okay, because I have no idea what was if I'm supposed to wait for it or not.
Standing in front of you is a massive figure with powerful arms and haunches, draped in loose hanging and horribly stained, tattered rags. Their face wears a mask, the flesh of a human face with a smile ripped and torn into its lips so that its corners go all the way up beyond the ears. And with leather straps, exposed, rusty nails, this mask is hammered and latched in a fashion that will never leave their face. In their hand is a rusty and chipped dagger, yet somehow it seems strong enough to rip you in half. And with a horrible screaming wail and pain and laughter behind its second flesh of a face, it seems very intent on killing you now.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope.
Man, shit,
I don't even want to attempt to know if that shit's undead. I'm just not about this leather face hoagie. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. So that's 3 for running. Now we have a majority here, but just curious. I want to get everyone's vote in. Zach.
I was gonna fight, but I won't fight by myself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's smarter to run.
Is it though? We don't know this place.
I don't want to
That could be
leave the
anything.
hot lady though. That's wait a minute.
We can take her with us.
Damn.
She gave us 2 options, fight or run. So I'm assuming that she's going to join us in whatever one we decide to do.
That's true. Okay, under that assumption, I guess running makes sense.
Okay. Sam, do you stay or do you go?
Fuck that shit, let's run.
All right.
Fuck that shit, let's run.
As she shatters the door open, you see her pulling out these 2 very crude, beaten and filed down to almost a blunt tip, these 2 swords. She points you out as you all proceed to run. She looks over at the table, the stone tablet, and the document.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks to you. You see her now, a strong, like muscular black woman with a gauze for an eye patch that is stained and face that is scarred and hair that's pulled up and some of it's shaved off because of just, you can imagine that rusty dagger going across it. And she looks at you and she says, "Get to the hallway, love. I'll be right back." She charges off, grabs those 2, slides under the creature's legs, sheathing her swords, and tries to slam the door behind her. As you look at her, you see she's been cut a little bit on her neck. She'll survive. But the creature that cut her leaps back into the ceiling, and you can hear it storming around in the ceiling and the woodwork of this building.
Hey, did that? Who are you?
Me? Gosh, it's been so long since I've actually got to talk to decent folk. My name's Lucinda. I used to be a member of the Order of the Compass Rose. We came here 2 years ago to do a survey. It's been madness and it's been hell since then. I've been surviving and I've been lost here in Doltonshire for 2 years. Barely making it out, as you can see.
We're looking for keys to find a way out. Have you seen anything or heard anything or?
Yes, there's I haven't been able to get by the bloody barricade, but there is there's a maintenance room just past the isolation yard. If we can get there with the keys, we can basically deactivate the security, reset everything, and then make a mad break out of this sanitarium. And if you're here, that means it's over.
No.
If you're here, that means isolation is done. We can all escape Doltonshire instead of being stuck here for more madness.
That is good and all, but can we please leave the death hallway?
Oh yes, no, we don't want to be here any longer. Otherwise, the truths will drive us mad.
As we move away, that's I'm like, what does this mean? We saw signs that said, "Beware of the truths." I saw my friends losing it in that hallway. What is going on?
I don't know. I've been trying so hard to forget because you can only be safe if you can forget. But the one thing that I know, she puts down the stone tablet, is that this is some part of the bloody truth, and the hunter keeps protecting this. And the hunter, she opens up and looks at this folder, this book, has been writing in this bloody book for the past couple of days, maybe a week now. They're angry. I don't know what. But I think whatever the truth is, it might be on these two bloody objects.
Can we just destroy them?
I mean, you could, but I don't think that would stop the truth. Whatever that bloody is.
Do we need to understand them?
I don't know if it's safe.
I was told to beware the truth. I don't want to know. This is not my job. I just want to survive and get out. That's all I'm here for. Would you have any idea where these keys would be?
All I know is last time I was here 2 years ago, one was in that room. She points to the arts and crafts room. The other was in the one at the left hallway. Not been in there for a while now. And the third usually hangs around the neck of the hunter.
Oh.
But it's been 2 years, and I've been dodging this place, and I've been going from farmland to the hillside to everywhere I could, only seeking refuge here when the weather gets really bad, and I try not to stay here for very long.
What did you eat?
You don't want to know.
He protects JP. Turns JP away.
I love Randy.
Oh, well, no, terrible game. The meat's usually just a little, it makes you a little sick, and it's not really my bag.
Can I add one thing?
Good.
Can the squirrel hiss?
It's a vampire squirrel.
Yeah.
That's literally, it's a vampire squirrel. I'm pretty sure it can hiss.
It hisses and squints. Just
I made it a squirrel for a very, very specific reason.
So she puts down the stone tablet and she opens up the papers. Do you want to look at any of them?
Not particularly.
I want to listen for movement above or in the walls or anywhere around it.
I rather also listen for movement, just because technically, in my personal group, there's 4 of us, and we got low light vision and imprecise sense related to blood. We're a better lookout.
I'm definitely not with my nat 1.
You're fair.
I've still got
Suffice to say,
going.
Suffice to say, Corwin, your senses are overloaded, understandably so.
He's trying so hard. Also, if he's that distracted, what he's starting to do is pluck at his horn. It's what he does when he's trying to think. He's just it's a nervous twitch, and he's been doing it more and more as he's been in here. He's terrified.
Shouldn't pick at that, darling. It's going to grow in all wonky.
Yeah, my mom used to tell me the same thing. I don't care.
You shouldn't pick at it, because then we will smell your blood and it'll confuse us.
Oh.
When you say we, the squirrels. All right.
The squirrels,
Yes.
Josh, me.
Josh.
It is a
And
good
I mean,
thing.
I'm full,
Yeah.
but I could eat.
It is a good thing that I do not have blood.
Exactly.
Yes, it is.
Also 21 on lookout perception.
Okay. You don't see or hear anything. It has that quiet, almost too quiet feeling to the atmosphere, but nothing seems to be moving.
Smell. We also got smell on our side. We got good smells.
You are smelling a lot of interesting fluids, dried and aged by time into a horrible bouquet, but nothing else.
It's okay. I'm a necromancer. Properly's flower shop.
Is there anything in the file that's a map, or just basically I'm looking for if there's any entrances that we can't obviously see, or any aspect to specifically the arts and crafts room, the left hallway, like anything that we can't easily perceive in this file?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me tell you everything that you kind of see looking at both of these items. So the file itself, dozens of loose leaf paper with scribbles on it, madness and nonsense abounds. But where the cord dangles like a bookmark, you find one sentence written in large panic writing, or at least one paragraph. The ink is in dried blood. It says, "Where is the lost? Find the lost. He needs them back. We cannot go on without them." And this is written a lot. Everything else you see, things like, "There was supposed to be one more. I wonder where they are. We've lost them. Don't know how long we've lost them. But they know where their home is. I'm sure they'll come back to mommy dearest." And this mentality of motherly love and affection towards this lost child seems to spiral into that violent madness right at the pitch where it says, "He needs them back. We cannot go on without them." Flipping back to the front, you see the name on this file is Helena Dolton III. And the cord itself appears to be a keychain, only the key is missing. Now, directing your attention to the stone tablet, last bit I'll say, kind of looking at it, you realize the engraved image on the tablet is now drastically changed. Whereas once you saw all of the gods of your world lamenting and crying out in pain and anger in these two eyes below them staring at you, you now see nothing but one man, a form standing, and two eyes below, with long limbs like tentacles arching upward from below.
Gag, why are you making that face?
Well, so this Helena Dalton person, those of you that were here for most of this going to shit, do you remember her or where she could be? Because it seems very important that they find her.
This is a quick question, PJ.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the mayor who welcomed us to town?
The mayor who welcomed you to
Was the
town
fourth.
was Helena Dolton IV.
Okay.
And when
So-
you went to the records, the person who pleaded mercy and forgiveness because they were starving was Helena Dolton II.
Okay. I wouldn't, like, Corum wouldn't know about the trip to the records, but he probably would have been in town when they were welcomed. So I would share that. I have no idea where this person is, but we definitely saw their descendant in town when we got here. They rolled the red carpet out as they fed people poison.
Oh. So it's something that all of the Helenas should be there for. Whatever it is. And the third one isn't. Lucinda? Is that the name of the woman we found in the hallway?
Mm-hmm. Lucinda.
Can you tell us anything about the third Dalton?
When I first got here with the Order of the Compass Rose 2 years ago, we eventually had to escape the hillside and come here. We found a very lovely old woman. She took us into her room in the insane asylum here, the sanitarium. She made us laugh. She was very charming. She was very nice. She shared some of her makeup with us. That was Helena Dolton III, and she is the hunter in the sanitarium.
That thing that we just saw.
It's an old woman.
It's trying to eat us.
Or stab us with rusty knives.
Oh.
Yes, indeed. That's why I still have my 2 swords on my back. I can probably take care of most of the people on the hillside, although don't make them angry. Oh my gods, don't make them angry. It's impossible. They're bloody pissed half the time. But that creature, that hunter, that's the big thing. I can't find anyone that can actually keep it killed.
Keep it killed.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you think you get a clean shot on it, sometimes you'll see blood and viscera escaping and then pops up and chases you some more.
Would you know? So what? Is she like a monster or like undead? Would you know this? Maybe I dabble and maybe I destroy.
I never really stopped to ask what its parentage was, but one thing I can say for sure is I know it's not an undead creature. I'm one of the blade agents of the Order of the Compass Rose. I know how to fight most things we find in dig sites and dungeons, undead creatures. I can recognize them on sight. Undead creature does not have fresh blood in its body unless it took it from someone else, but this creature does. You're looking at its handwriting. This is all its blood. I mean, who the hell else would we get fresh blood from here?
Randy kind of like looks at the rest of his group. I have a few sources.
Yes, but you're not here 24/7 for 2 years now, are you?
No, we have just arrived. That should have been obvious.
Yes, and if you're here, that means the gates are open and anyone can finally leave Doltonshire, not be trapped here. I have a husband and 2 kids to go home to. I don't even know. They probably think I'm dead.
wait. Is that they lock the city down and no one can leave ever?
It's the town that everyone forgets. The city made in secret that's kept a secret. The minute the gates close and this day passes, the whole world forgets this town even exists. And if you're lucky, you forget too.
Oh,
We should leave then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
so the next time that hunter comes back, well, maybe we don't have to fight it, but we should at least, the clavicle or something.
But what if it ate the key?
Well,
That seems like a highly specific problem that maybe we will tackle once we confirm whether or not that is the case.
All I'm saying is, maybe kill it, and then we will have an easier time getting through this terrible place.
I think you missed the part where it comes back to life.
Yeah.
How
Things
quickly does it come back to life?
Good question.
Sorry, could you say it again? I never got your name.
Priscilla Morningstar.
Okay.
How long does it take for the old bitch to come back?
I've seen its body go limp immediately and then spring back up. I've seen the damn thing sit there for hours, if not days, festering before jumping to life. I couldn't give you a straight answer.
I have a suggestion. Kill it with fire.
Oh, if only that easy. I'll tell you what, if you have fire on you and you want to try it, you can. But until then, I think we need to get a pop on and go somewhere else. We're sitting in the middle of this damn building just talking about ways to kill an unkillable creature.
Yes, I would not like to be in this open place any longer.
Agreed.
And neither
Well-
would JP.
Get your squirrel on your shoulder and lead the way.
time for some arts and crafts.
Yeah. I hated that in school. And he just trails behind.
He's so edgy.
I am a musician, but
All right. So this does beg the question. You just left the arts and crafts room where you got
that's where we were.
Yeah,
Okay.
where you got the folder and the big stone, and you survived running to the hunter and the tall man in the corner. So do you want to go back to the arts and crafts room? Do you want to go somewhere else? What do you want to do?
Arts and crafts, the room to the left, and the hunter's neck. So room to the left. Cool.
It was. Oh wait, it was. There's also something behind the barricade, right? Well,
center.
actually, no. It's opened, right? Because that's where the security. You said, or am I mixing up rooms now? There's a middle room barricaded, and there's supposed to be a security reset thing, but we don't need it now. I'm assuming because we're here.
So to give you a quick refresh, the center is barricaded, and the note that Corwin found said that this backup security red light that's happening is temporary. If you want to reset the system and get the hell out of the sanitarium, you have to go through the barricaded area to treatment, or when you see it above it says treatment and medical. That's where the maintenance lever is to reset the power. Now, that requires 3 keys. And Lucinda told you, as best as she can remember, there's one on the right side, one on the left side, and one that the hunter keeps. But checking out the right side, you have yet to find, if it's even there, the key.
There we go. Thank you. I was
It's a lot of things happen. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So we should leave, but we should find this first. Or search the room first. I think Gag is going to completely flip the room over.
Okay. The arts and crafts room?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you do give me one more will save.
Cool. Good. That's an 18.
And while I'm looking this up, please give me a perception check.
Shouldn't have done that. That's a 17.
17. You look around the room in the arts and crafts station, can't find anything, but you do see standing in the corner with no face, just staring at you, is that tall man just staring in the corner. As you walk, his faceless head just scans and follows you everywhere you go. And as you look for the key, unfortunately, you can safely guarantee that there is no key in this room. But you keep hearing that there is no curse. There was never a curse. Continue until the second voice comes in and starts to whisper to you the blasphemic truths that I tried before. The 18.
Is this thing in the corner of the... Ooh.
It's
Holy
looking at
fuck.
you. And as it looks at you, its head starts to get closer to you, even though it looks like its body is still 20 feet in the corner. It's too much. All of it. This face. The moon. That's now the ceiling. These words that are talking to you. The absurdity of this farce. It's too much to handle. The lies. The brokenness of it all. Your mind knows. And now it comprehends, and it just cannot keep itself anchored in the mortal coil any longer. But there's spam.
Can I use a hero point to intervene to like drag them away or like jump in
No.
front of this?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh.
There's this man. Funny man, a very thin and tall man with long and lanky legs. Such a silly man. Silly man. He has the biggest smile you've ever seen. It's wonderful. He's so happy to have shared so much with you today. You are smart, brave, so much. You're tired, sleepy, brave, sleepy head. The tall, funny man takes a toy fun, toy dagger, toy knife, toy key, and gives it to you. Wake up, sleepy, brave one. Wake up. It's time to either forget forever or always remember forever and ever. Zach, you have now a dire choice to make. Do you forget? Or do you remember? There will be a dire consequence to either choice, but the choice won't know until you make it. It's still yours to make. Do you forget, or do you remember?
I remember.
Yo!
You remember. Such beautiful, beautiful truth that you've been shown today. And your gift, your reward, your present is this little toy key. This little toy key, rusted, dull, dagger, diamonds sparkling, shining, stars in the night sky. You have gone mad and being possessed. Only one name rattles in your head, the purveyor of such truths. The Nightmare King. Come. And now, in the name of the truth, of the smile and the full moon, and the rusty dagger, you must kill everyone in the party, or die trying. Everyone, you see Gag has a new rusty, dull dagger in their hand, and they turn to you. Their smile grows up and around to the side of their eyes. Roll initiative.
That's a 32 for Randy.
Holy cow.
Randy gets to use stealth for his initiative.
It's very good. What happened was
28.
very good.
And my called companion is still JP, and JP's turn will go right after mine.
Okay. Sam, what's your initiative?
21.
21. Okay. Zach, what's your initiative?
Thankfully, 6.
Okay. Randy, what is your initiative?
It's a 17. I was terrified.
So you see this. Is it Gag now? Who knows? You can tell, but they have the knife. They raise it up slowly next to their smiling face. And this is where we're going to go on our 10-minute break. When we come back, we're going to see if this new hunter can kill their fellow prey. And during the break, Zach, I got to give you a special new power you got for being possessed. So we're going to be back in about 10 minutes. We'll see you then. Hello, everyone, and thank you for that 10-minute break. Now, if you're just joining us, oh, what a time, because someone's going to die. I already have the initiative rolls. I gave the secret power to the new traitor, a.k.a. Gag, who is now one of the many stars in the starry night sky of the King of Nightmares. And this is where we're going to be starting off our return from break. Gag, formerly known as, you turn with the knife lifted up high. It is very clear that your friend is no longer there. Only a very powerful, very violent killer. Starting off the initiative, we have Wes. Wes, what do you do?
So my character's initiative is a stealth check, so he's immediately like hiding, pulling out his rifle, and is going to turn and fire at Gag. So yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's trying to protect JP with all of his might, all of his android might. He's like, nothing. No, I see a rusty knife.
Oh, I should have.
Absolutely
I should have called a different companion. Then I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's gonna make him fight even harder. So that's a 31 to hit.
Zach, what's your AC?
My AC is 20.
20. That's a dirty critical.
Yay!
Oh, this is about to end quickly. Okay, Gunslinger, go ahead and do your thing.
So that activates my fatal D12.
Oof.
And it also activates my one shot, one kill skill, which adds an additional D6.
Oh no.
Shit.
And because I'm attacking from stealth, it adds a passive 2. So we'll see how this goes.
So
Were you thinking about what happens if you get turned? because
No. It's not about that.
3, so 34 points of piercing damage.
Did you roll? How many d12s did you roll?
1.
You get to roll one more with fatal d12.
Oh! Yay! So plus 8, so it's 42 points of piercing damage.
And did you double everything?
I doubled the 17. Okay. I didn't double the extra d12 that I rolled.
Oh yeah, no, the last one you don't double, but
Yeah.
you double everything, including the bonus
Yes.
d6s and everything else.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay. That's a good shot.
That was a good shot.
And that was one action, so you have 2 more actions to use. So crit, boom off the bat.
And then I'm going to, my second action, I'm going to use covered reload. So I duck into a safe position to minimize my profile while reloading to make my next attack. And then I'm going to fire again.
Okay. Using a rifle. I'm gonna say it's a -4 at this point. So go ahead and roll again with a -4.
So that one was a nat 1. But it's a 16? Or no, I'm sorry. No, it's a 12 with the -4.
I mean, it's a miss either way.
Oh,
from
for
what
sure.
Zach's-
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
The dice give it, and the dice take it
They
away.
do.
Immediately after.
Absolutely. I'm also going to say, now I don't have the stats for weapon off the top of my head, but I'm going to guess it has a feature that lets it get jammed on things like a critical fail. It's very simple. All that means is you have to take an interact action on your turn, one action to just dislodge the weapon or the bullet.
It doesn't, but we can do that if you would like. You are the dungeon master.
Yes, I will say it's jammed with that critical fail, because that is
Yes.
a bad number to roll. And as you pull up the weapon, it's the first shot, bam! You can see the head whip back as Gag slowly returns a la Terminator. You duck down behind the wall, ping! You see the brass go out, load a new round in, come out.
There is something wrong with this rifle. Oh no, oh no, oh no. That's my turn.
Next up in the initiative, we have Aki.
Reaction to look at Randy 46 and go, well then fix it already. As I do things. What will I do? I think. So you're clearly not dead.
No.
Like, or undead. You're just like too far gone in this possession.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, maybe it would help if I describe what's going on with them.
Mhm.
They're a flesh warp, but they are
Amazing.
made almost exclusively from skin. So it's just a lot of like, they're like extremely wrapped up, almost mummy-like, but just in like regular clothes, just a lot of fabric wrapped around. And they don't actually have arms as much as they have skin that comes out of the wraps. That was just the way it was before things got fucked up. Now she's really embracing herself.
I love how you made the perfect character for this entire setting.
Understood the assignment for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? Because I'm feeling so generous and that was such a cool description, Zach, you get a hero point for this combat.
Damn it.
So much.
Well then,
Congrats.
I think based on what I like see and how you doing, I am going to cast Purifying Icicle. This is an attack roll, I think. Let me double check. I'm just double checking. This is weird. It says it's a spell attack, but it's giving me a fucking other DC for some reason. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an attack roll. So like you're like within 60 feet. I'm going to hit you or roll to hit you. Wow. Oops. So does a I'm actually gonna pull out a calculator because it's like almost 1 a.m. my time and I'm looking at numbers and they're just not adding. They're refusing to add in my head. Yeah, no, never mind. They added in my head correctly. Does a 30 hit you?
Yes, it
Roll the
does.
19 on the die.
Yes, it does.
And your AC is a 20 or 21?
20.
20. That is another dirty crit.
No.
Go ahead and double damage.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, Zach.
It's okay.
So that is not a success. I do this and then this, and you're not undead, so you don't take the additional damage, which is fine.
Oh, good.
Okay, so it's a crit success, right? So you will have a minus 10 foot circumstance penalty to your speed for 1 round because the icicle kind of lodges inside of you before it melts. And now I can just do this, I guess. Yeah. So you're going to take 9 I almost said bitch damage. That's not it. You're gonna take 9 piercing damage and 6 cold damage for a total of 12. Oh,
Okay.
wait, that's regular roll. I didn't double it. So 12, 24?
Ooh.
We said 9 and 6, right? So that would
Yes.
make it, that'd be 15. And so 15 double would be 30.
Oh, my bad. Yes,
Yeah.
my bad. I was thinking 3. This too fucking.
It's like
early.
1 a.m.
Wait.
where you're at.
Yeah.
It's A-okay. So
Okay.
that spell goes off and you take 30 damage as it collides and lose 10 speed. Do you have any other actions? That's a 2-action spell, I
I
assume?
do, yes. So I got 1, the icicles, rather than being ice, they are an eerie red color, as I just pulled the blood off of the walls, turned them into giant icicles, and attack you directly. And using my last action, I am going to I don't know if this. I think this does take 1 action. Actually, I'm going to change shape
Okay. Cool,
into
cool.
my giant spider form, just so that way I'm ready to
What?
fucking run away. I'm in a Nandi.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And so I turn into a very large black widow spider.
Zach, I think you need to give Aki your glasses.
Yeah, if you guys reach into the Zoom call. All right,
Oh,
so you transform into a massive spider. That's gonna be funny later on. Next up, we have.
It's JP's turn.
JP's
JP's
turn?
a mature companion.
All right, what does JP do? The buff squirrel.
JP the buff squirrel is gonna.
Sorry, Zach.
I think JP the buff squirrel can only make 1 action right now as a matured animal companion, so they're gonna run up and get close.
No, JP.
Knowing what.
Okay, so JP spends her action getting close to Gag now in their ultimate form. Next up, we have Sam. Sam, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna just hit them with my sword.
All right, roll to hit.
All right. Man, I just have been rolling so many 8s on the die face. But let's see what that turns out to be. 23?
I believe that's a
That-
hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Right. 12 plus 4. So that's 10 points of damage to start.
Cool.
And then I think I'm going to. It's just them, right? Like, is there any other creature or no other creature here? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit again. Let's see, with -5.
Mhm.
Woo! That's I don't even know how that works. If I roll a 2, it's -5 plus my bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. 12. Alas. Okay. And then I'm just gonna like prepare to have my shield up. So
Next up, we have Corwin.
Yeah. So Corin's looking over at Gag, who is holding this knife, and he's like, that's creepy. And then right behind him is a giant spider, and he's like, I didn't know you could do that.
Hi.
And he's terrified, but he goes, focus. And he casts shield on himself. And then, so that's one action. And then I'm shooting an arrow for the next action. So I'm going to try to hit Gag. That's a 19 plus 11. That's a...
That's good. Yeah.
30.
Yeah. 30. Oh,
You're gonna do it.
I'm so sorry.
It's gonna be done.
Damn! What the hell?
That's hilarious.
That's another crit, my guy.
Yeah, it's gonna
Okay.
be done.
All right.
I'm
Well,
not even mad.
I will say, I'm not the strongest little tiefling halfling. Halfling, if you will. That's-
An extra halfling.
all right. Let me see that. Ooh, and it's deadly, so I do get it. With that, and a d6. Okay. 9, 20 damage. Propulsive.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Shoots
more
you
than
straight
2.
into the wall. More than 2? Oh no.
Anything more than 2.
Oh,
So
Okay. Now, Zach, I'm gonna give you a choice.
okay.
Because you said you're more than 2, so you're at dying something.
Yeah.
You can either use those hero points I gave you to come back to life,
Okay.
or die now and then come back as the hunter later.
Oh, that's so fun. I love this knife that you've given me now in this moment. On this day. I will come back. No, I won't come back. I will come back to life now. I want to fuck a little bit of shit up before I die.
So, Corwin, you pull and you drag your bow, and you see that bullet shot, and you just you put that arrow home.
I am relieved at first. It happens, and like he's like,
And Gag, your body flies back against the wall, and your hand starts to, the fleshy nub that holds your dagger proceeds to fall by your side. And as there is just a split second of people catching their breath, your head rips from the wall, the arrow spills out. You are stable at, I'm gonna say 1 HP, but
That's
also it is your turn.
Good. Nice try, though. She's going to, for their final performance, use the rusty knife at Corwin. They performed what would have been the killing blow, and hold the knife in their, like, flesh that just sort of wraps around it like a washcloth. And stretches out Mr. Fantastic style towards them. And that's gonna be... Does a 34 hit?
God!
That might be the biggest number I've ever heard.
Returning the favor, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
Randy, what is your AC?
It's 24 right now.
That's a crit.
Okay. How is your AC 24? I'm more
shield.
amazed than that.
It's because of shield.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, bet.
He puts up his arm knowing it's not gonna work.
Okay, that's. Oh man. Okay. Okay.
No, I just don't know my head.
Jesus. Okay. So 12 doubled, 24, plus 8, 32, plus 2, 34 points of damage.
Okay.
And that's their first action. Their second, they will. Honestly, I think they're just going to spend an action on everybody in order of who offended them. So,
You are still minus 10 on your speed, so it depends on your reach.
that's true. I have. Okay. Who. I mean, I guess it's up to y'all, but who's closest to me other than Corwin? I know Randy fired like a ranged weapon, so probably not.
I'm near you.
I
'cause I
also
was sword
fired.
lean.
I mean,
Yeah.
you like Mr. Fantastic at me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and Sam would definitely be there. Now, I have to ask you, that 34 damage you did, Zach, was that doubled because it was critical?
Oh, I doubled the main part, and then I didn't double the plus 8.
You can double that. You're supposed to, yeah. So that's
50.
42
It-
total damage?
If
Oh,
I
yeah.
double everything, then that's an additional 10, so 44 points of damage.
So you just
Okay.
took a total of 44. Also, there's a fun, neat little ability to that dagger, and I've already rolled it. We'll get to that in just a second, Corwin. Sweet.
Oh no.
What other 2 actions you got to do?
Then, Ineg, your turn.
All right.
We'll see. That's a 27 to hit.
That hits me, but I'm going to use my feature for shield block. Which I don't remember what it does. I'll look it up.
I don't know either.
It's a big old shield. It prevents me from taking an amount of damage up to the shield's hardness. How hard is my shield?
I believe it would be 5 hardness.
5. All right, so I subtract 5 points of damage from whatever you do to me, I guess.
Okay. Okay, that's not 7 plus 37 points of damage, minus 5, 32.
Ouch.
And that's without a
That's
crit.
32. Oh my god.
Critless.
I'm still alive though. Okay, so you go and how are you attacking me?
This one, because I think you're closer, she just, the Mr. Fantastic spiraled the blade, and then as she twists back to where its original form, she swipes past you on the way back to her body.
I think you do the swipe and you just crack through the shields. Broken now, I guess, right? That's how it works, isn't it? It's not broken? Because if it's 5 and they go above that.
Oh no, 5 is the hardness, the HP and the BP, or the BT, or the other aspects of it. Your shield is not broken, but it's not looking good.
Okay, all right. Ow!
And then, there aren't any bad guys that are dead in this room, are they?
No.
Okay. Then I'm going to, I believe I'm just going to stab someone else. One more time. Yeah. Then I will go for Spider.
Alright.
Oh, that's not too bad, is it? That's a 23 to hit.
Double hit, not crit.
Okay, cool. Okay. 4, 32, 7, 39 points of damage.
Whoa. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's their turn.
Now really fast. Zach, you hit Sam and Aki both with the dagger, correct?
Yes.
You all need a tetanus shot.
I mean, yeah, that's what he's rolling right now.
He's rolling tetanus.
Roll for tetanus.
So
Oh,
as
wait. How did you hit me? I'm far back. I hit you from.
She has the.
they got the Mr. Fantastic grip.
How far does that go?
That's a good question.
Flesh meats.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know your ability. I'm gonna say 10 feet at most.
I think yeah. If you're too far, then I don't think I've moved. I will spend the last 10 feet of my movement to get closer to you. So I think like 10 feet.
But then how do you attack 3 times?
Well, yeah. What I'm gonna say, if you would move, you'd lose your third attack. But if you can't reach, no big deal. You can either try to attack someone else a second time with those same hit rolls and damage, or just move and call it there.
Okay, then I'll roll for it because I don't know. I don't really want to kill y'all. I just want it to make a little bit.
Get just a little scared.
Okay. I will just spend my turn getting closer.
Okay. Cool. So Aki, you can redact that. Now, Sam and Randy.
Yep.
As the dagger cuts you, you can feel the cut begin to throb, and in your head you just hear, "I have such truths to show you. I have such truths to share." In your head, after the knife immediately makes contact with your flesh.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of your turns, respectively, you will take persistent mental damage. Randy will be taking 5 persistent mental damage until you can roll a recovery check. Sam, you'll be taking 12
Oh.
persistent mental damage until you make a recovery check. Now, that being said, it is top of the next round. Gag had their last stand. It is now West, the top of the action. That gun is fatal, like it says. What are you going to do?
Is it still jammed?
You make one interact action to unjam it.
Okay. He's gonna make one He's going to unjam the gun. You dumb thing must protect JP. Must protect, and then good. And then he's going to kneel down and fire again, and hope that I don't roll another nat 1. Okay, that's a nat 19, so that's a 34 to hit.
Yes. Yeah, you're good.
That's what we in the business call a dirty crit. So go ahead and do that fatal damage.
Okay.
Again, they only have 1 hit point.
So 12
Good lord.
plus 12, so 24.
24. So, Zach, I want you to tell me the tale of how Gag leaves this world.
Gag has already sort of been horror voguing her way through her friends with this knife. Their final death as they are shot with this ridiculously powerful rifle is them. The bullet hits exactly where the arrow was, and they are thrown back. But for their last second, I think there's a moment of clarity where they know even their death must be drop dead gorgeous. And they complete the death drop, dip onto the floor, leg tucked behind them. The leg's made of skin, no one's worried. And they fall in a dip pose to their death, but they're gone. The skin flies like wings. It slows their fall down. It's actually very beautiful. Thank you.
Randy's giving you a 10, so I'm going to give Corwin a hero point. Now, in the time after this, when everyone leaves, they won't see this. But as you land in this beautiful, graceful pose, you almost have this out-of-body experience. The ceiling becomes a starry night sky, the massive full moon, and a wide smile on the moon that then cracks open, almost cleaving the whole moon in half as this long purple tongue extends out, and a black spider starts climbing from it. Along the wall, it starts climbing down, and its long, arched, bending limbs have hands like a human, long, pale, white hands at the end of it, and they wrap around your shoulders, and they start dragging you up the wall vertically, and this voice just whispers in your ear, "Shh, go to sleep now, my brave person and friend. I have more truths to share with you." And you go up into the purple tongue, into the wide open mouth of the full moon. And in a realm of nightmares, you are beautiful. But you already knew that. And that is the end of your tale.
Immediately as they die, I cast Soothe on myself.
As they die, and I see that death drop, Ineg just looks over and just like, they truly slayed.
As I'm like profusely bleeding, I'm like, yes, they almost did.
There's only one thing that Randy's paying any attention to. JP, return, and you kneels down and puts his arm down to like let it run up his arm.
I allow JP to return to Randy 46 just because this is a dynamic duo.
Yay.
Really, really fast. I need Corwin and Ineg to make a D20 roll.
That's why I said Soothe. So
yes,
Soothe is
it gives you a plus
to mental
too,
defenses
right?
and healing.
Nice.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, give me
It's
the
my
D20
last level 2 spell.
So D20, just the die face?
Yes, the flat D20.
17.
Okay.
You're fine. You still take the 12 mental damage, but you don't take any more after.
Ow!
I got 15, but I've also healed. I need to heal 2.
Yeah.
10.
So you're gonna take that 5 damage, but you are fine. The mental damage persistent to both of you ends. And with that haunting voice in the back of your head finally ceases. Now at this point,
because I gotta do it.
Please.
I'm gonna use my battle medicine feat to roll medicine check. Hopefully heal.
Absolutely. It's been more than 10 minutes. You can easily patch yourself up.
Okay, so that is it's medicine 13 plus 19 32.
Okay. And you are trained or expert?
Expert.
Okay.
So much better.
So you can roll 2d8 plus 10 for that.
I got 22, and that was me rolling high. I'm not a healer, but I do bolster my mental defenses.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Going back to I'm checking my cheat sheet here. Sam, you said it was what plus what?
The die roll?
Yeah.
It was my medicine, which is 13 plus 19.
Okay. Then you get to roll 4d8 plus 10 as you have the
yeah.
critical success for that. Okay.
What happened to you all?
I added 22. I was at 7.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, like Zach was. Had you not fucking moved, you would have dropped me down to like 3. Yeah.
Just added 29 points.
I'm a sorcerer. I can do shit, a lot of really cool shit, but I can't take it.
Thank you for pointing that out, because I do not know how to play this game. Thank you.
It's okay. That's the main reason why I pointed it out. I'm like,
Yeah.
go get another bitch or move. Like, I made you slower for a reason.
I was standing across the room. I still got Mr. Fantastic. So
Randy's gonna reload the rifle and be like, "Do not forget, there is still that monstrosity running around."
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Let's
Okay,
get out of here.
This
Wait,
is gonna
can-
sound really sad, but can I quickly pick Zach's body apart and see if they are carrying anything that might be useful?
While that's happening, can I ask an egg to do a medical check on me, please?
Yes.
I got weapons.
They like
It's
I said,
another
they don't have any
19.
weapons.
No, I have one weapon. And other than that, it's really just a lot of skin. So if you want to do some really weird pelt stuff.
I'm so tempted to. I wish I was like strong enough to drag you around because I would just animate dead you, and then just do fun stuff. Fun stuff as in fun combat stuff, like blow you up and shit.
You can turn them into a flesh trampoline.
Oh my god, no. Please no.
I have what's called an adze. It's basically just an axe where instead of the axe is like this, it's like this. But it's little and it hits for 1d10.
Damn, that's rough. So Sam, how much did you heal Corwin?
So I got 26 points of healing.
Nice.
Damn.
All right.
Does anyone need to be checked by these hands?
That is so helpful. I'm so happy.
That battle medicine thing is good shit.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, so with that, you all are going back to the left side of the building.
Yeah, what happened to dual swords, lady?
So as you're looking around for her, she is currently at the other end of the hallway, blades in a kind of extended cross guard, looking for the other hunter, making sure that they're not going to just ambush you from the backside.
Ooh. Did Zach have a key on their body? No.
Not on them.
We still don't have any other keys. Let's go.
I mean, at least we know it's not in there.
That's true. That's true. I guess we check the left hallway now. We go back, check the
Okay.
left.
Yes,
Does that make
I
sense?
think that is a great idea.
Okay.
I would like to
So
be
you-
somewhere safe to craft a thing.
Okay. So as you go to the left side, you see a polished bronze plaque that says Residency. A long hallway stretches out in front of you. The ominous red lighting, you can see that there are many doors closed and locked, some by traditional means, some by force. Dead bodies crammed into open door slits, debris anchored under doorknobs, and some boarded up with wood, rotting and falling off the door. Broken glass turned to dust shows a terrible act of violence broke out here sometime long ago. At the end of the hallway, the windows seem to be boarded up by steel plate beams, the security's work, no doubt. Water pools up in the corners of the hallways from broken septic tanks. The only way to go is forward and around the L-shaped bend of this hallway. What do you do?
I wish to stay in my spider form for now, which is actually my true fucking form, by the way. The me as a hot lady was a disguise. And I'd like to stay on it for now, but I would like to specifically crawl on the wall sideways, just so that way there is more room for the rest of y'all, as I am a medium but large sized spider, and I'm carrying with me a goddamn riding drake. And so we take up a lot of space. But also because I cannot be flat-footed when I am climbing. So it's sort of like if I have to 360 my way into dodging things, I have a better chance at doing that.
Excellent. So you're walking. You kind of
I
go
just
across
go
the-
on the side, with Audrey.
with Audrey. And everyone
Audrey,
else, you're
squirrel.
kind of walking casually through the hallway.
I mean, as casually as you can in a murder, sanitarium.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
Tempting to stealthiness. Wait,
Yeah.
is that a sentence?
Yeah, stealth.
Attempting to
Can we-
be as relatively stealthy as possible.
This place
Okay.
counts as rubble, right?
Yeah, I'll count it as rubble. It's pretty ruined.
I'm going to sneak.
Yep. Oh, we're all sneaky. Look at that.
I mean, it worked so well last time. You're not
29.
doing one.
29. Okay.
Because it's rubble, I don't have to make a stealth check. Yay.
Nice.
Ooh, that's a lucky roll. Because that's like, ooh. So yeah, like 21.
Okay.
Very lucky. I don't have a lot in stealth. Surprisingly so. Oof.
Mine is also 21.
Okay. 21. Cool. As you start to stealth your way through the hallway, you hear this noise. You can hear it coming from somewhere in this hallway. Just this metal knife just dragging and sharpening against something in the hallway. What do you do?
Which direction is it coming from? Like, we are moving towards it, or it is coming up behind us?
You hear it somewhere in the hallway. You'd have to make a perception check to kind of isolate it.
$27.
27. Really fast. Is anyone else looking with Sam's character? Okay.
No. I'm 29.
Like this-
I'm good.
The
okay.
sound, the sound of that, of course. All right.
Cool. And so just Sam. Okay, cool. So you said 29?
Wait, it was 27 for me.
27. Thank you so much. 27. Okay.
I don't like the way you said that either.
Okay.
Please hold for spooky.
This whole campaign.
Please hold for spooky.
Sam, what's your AC?
What do you think? No, just 23.
23.
Yeah.
1 second. Okay. So you hear the sound again, and you find that it's coming from the walls, more specifically, one of the walls next to you. And as you get close to try and hear it, bursting from the wall, you see the hunter breaking the debris with the knife in hand, slamming the blade into you. You take 45 damage, and you are grappled as its hand grabs you by the throat to stab you.
40. How much?
45 damage.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to let's see. I'm going to brutish shove. So I'm gonna make an attack, and if I succeed, I push him away.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll.
Okay, this is the one. This is the one to get really well. Oh, it fell into my lap. All right, we're rolling it. Okay, we're gonna hero point that because that seems subpar. Subpar. All right, that's better. Okay, and then we calculate this with a calculator because I don't know how to math. Okay, so that was 14 plus 15, 29.
29. 1 second. As his hand bursts out of the wall and you see the hunter grab you by the throat, knife come after, slams right here into your clavicle. You take all your might with your big greatsword, swing so hard you actually get to break the grip, and the creature goes flying back. The hunter screams at you as she raises her knife. Now, at this point, Lucinda has her two sword drawn, and she yells at you, "Just run! I know for a fact there's an open door around the corner, but if you go inside, you have to be deadly quiet."
All right, she's running.
The other three of you, are you going to fight the hunter, or are you going to run?
I feel like, having seen that as a reaction, Randy would raise his rifle and fire immediately as the creature is pushed back, but then gauging how much it does is going to be whether or not he fights or runs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't unshoot a bullet, so
That's
you have
fair.
to ask yourself, you going to stand and fight, or are you going to run?
Well, this gun is actually silenced.
Okay.
Of course it is.
Wow.
All right, I'll tell you what. I want you to don't roll to hit, roll stealth. That'll be like your hit. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the silencer basically gives you the ability to go back to cover after you shoot. But I want to see how subtle this silencer is.
Stealth wasn't as good. So that's a 16 on stealth.
16. So you know, just because you have a suppressor doesn't mean the bullet doesn't make a nice pop sound.
for
In the minute it's, you just see that fleshy face with the leather straps hammered with exposed nails into her skull. Helena Dolton III turns to you with that whip look and starts stalking you, blade raised. Now, if you want to live R&D 46, you need to give me a reflex save. And assuming everyone else is running for the room,
Do I get to make an attack roll though?
either or, attack or reflex save.
Well, I just shot it, right?
Yeah, it's not quite an in combat action, so it's your
Okay.
choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Unless you want to go right into initiative, we can do that.
No, it's fine. I can make a reflex.
Okay.
Save.
Cool.
So that's a 23 on the reflex save.
Wait, during the reflex save, 1
Not
second.
great, but
Do you have your hero point?
I already used it.
Okay, 23 you said.
I probably should have just gone into initiative and shot it. I was just
Okay.
trying to help a neg.
You did good though. You definitely distracted it. It's no longer trying to kill an egg.
Oh, that's good. But now I'm worried about JP.
JP. not yourself, but JP. Yeah.
JP
Okay.
is made of meat. Meat can be easily destroyed.
It's okay. Your little metal stuff.
So I'm not going to get it. All right, hold on.
I don't like that you were needing to go get something.
Yeah, what was needed?
I dropped a D8 and it went rolling across the room.
Oh.
No.
So you will take 15 slashing damage, and you are at Doom 2 as the knife just gets you right in the collarbone and slashes down into your chest through your clavicle. You get 2 more Dooms, and you die immediately. Now, at this point, you can continue to run since she has that knife raised coming for another strike.
Yes, run.
Okay.
Protect JP. Protect JP.
All right, everyone give me stealth checks. I got to get that renegade D8.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's go.
Did you say stealth?
Yeah.
Balls.
Remember,
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If I use my web, because I can make natural webbing,
Mhm.
and I can also walk on it with no issues at all. Like I can
Mhm.
walk, stand, everything on it with no issues at all. If I use my webbing, could I get like a potential bonus or lower on the DC?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you a +2 in your stealth check.
Thank you. And like to describe it, I guess what happens is we're stealthing. I'm still on the wall. I have plenty of time to just kind of shoot out a web for me to like walk on as we enter the room. And I'll probably shoot a web out like across so I can just stand on it and remain quiet.
Okay.
30.
Because I need that fucking +2, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. oh, so I'm not gonna nerf this roll. I'm not gonna nerf this one.
Yeah, the minute you were like, "Oh, I'm so bad at math," I'm like, "Aki, I know when you're lying about your rolls."
Shut up. I was super bad at math. What are you talking about?
I need to know, Sam and Wes, what are your stealth checks?
21.
21 and Wes?
16 again. I rolled another 3 on the dice.
Okay. So as you proceed to go around the corner, webbing everything, you're trying to be very, very quiet. You see Lucinda, blades out, giving you an end to the room. The minute you run past her, she turns in, almost slams the door, stops, turns the handles, closes them gently. 1 second. As you enter the room,
I was doing so well earlier.
and here we go. Make it into the only open and available door in this hallway for cover. You find Lucinda closing the door behind you, and painted on the doors is the word safe. What these words are painted with, you wouldn't want to know, but entering the room, you can hear swinging, closing, locking. In the red light, you can survey your area. A dark room with tiny dying candles scattered around, almost burned down to their last ounce of wax. There is simple furniture in this room, a bed and one wooden chest of drawers, piled high in many corners and around the perimeter of the room, as well as stacked on the chest, are tiny skulls. Well, no, there's an odd roundness for them. Though the porcelain is chipped and cracking and falling off, empty, vacant eyes can be seen. Hundreds of baby doll heads in this room. Each one turned to you, so their large, vacant, and empty eye slots stare into you. And as they stare at you, unfortunately, R&D 46 crushes one with a loud pop. Lucinda looks at you. I told you not to make a sound. You've woken a few times. Damn. Everyone, get ready for the horde. The baby dolls come to life. Their empty bodies start to grow limbs as they proceed to slowly pick up speed from the tiny room you're in. And in split seconds, dozens and dozens of baby doll heads come to life. And they charge you like a hive of ants. Everyone, and please don't mess this up, give me a reflex save.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You put me in the room with the baby dolls, you knowing I might fight. I will fight. And I can't make a sound. Fuck you.
Okay. I got a 19 on the die face, so that's up with a plus 13.
Does anybody in chat have a hero point?
Ah.
Because I rolled my 4th 3 in a row.
No!
Oh, no.
Why does that happen to you?
I have no idea. My dice just don't like me right now.
You know
oh
what?
no, it's Ilona's thing.
Yep.
You know what?
The
You know what?
The curse.
PJ.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a spooky season. Maybe you would allow an egg to sacrifice yourself. I got a 32, so
Okay.
because so my thoughts, my interior thoughts are, I don't have a squirrel to race.
That's a good point. All right.
Do I gotta make reflex saves for all of my companions, or am I once again leading the herd?
No, dear God, just one. We don't
No,
need 4 of
dear
those.
God.
The
Corn, what
reflex
was your-
saves are better than mine. Like
What was
Got
your-
a 28
modifier.
on
A
reflex.
28.
Oh
A
my
28.
God.
Okay.
29 though, because I
29.
rolled a 19 on the die.
All right.
my
Since Sam is feeling particularly spoopy, I will say that the 32 reflex save is not to save yourself, it is to save RND 46. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to play this horrible song one more time.
That squirrel needs a daddy.
Yeah, he's more worried about protecting JP than he is about protecting himself.
I hate
So-
this. You know, I was gonna throw JP into battle and blow him up immediately, but like
Jesus
you just happened to get attached.
So, for everyone that succeeded, so we'll get to that. You are able to throw them off you, ripping them off your body one by one as they crawl and climb and tear at you, all the while they're screaming and crying. But from there, you're able to make it out of the pile to the opposite side of the room as you just move through this wave, this horde of falling apart, possessed baby dolls. But Ineg, you see R&D 46 can't fight them off fast enough. He's starting to go down. He's starting he's sinking. He's sinking into a pool of baby dolls. You reach in, you grab him, you pull him up, and you throw him to the other side of the room where everyone stands safely. But that little gesture of humanity was too much. Too much time. And as you trip, you fall. It's like a wave. They come on top of you like a swarm, ripping your hair out, the stinging pain. The last things you feel are your eyes being plucked out and the burrowing feeling as they tear into your guts and will go to sleep once again in a womb. You are dead.
As she went down, she said, "Take care of that stupid squirrel."
I will, friend.
So, with R&D 46, Corwin, and Priscilla on the other side of the room, with Lucinda as well, you're all safe while the baby dolls just start to kind of settle and create a tomb around Ineg.
I feel sad. You kind of see his shoulders slump a little bit, and then he like pets JP for comfort.
JP is fuzzy enough to give you snugs, but I have no idea if you feel it. Also, I could be really, really. We need to get out of this room right now,
Yeah.
because I want to fight so bad. I'm just gonna do shit, and I really don't want to ruin this moment. I'm dipping. I'm out of this room.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
We can definitely move out of this room. If anyone wants to take one simple action before you leave, let me know. But I will be moving the scene elsewhere immediately for you.
I just bow
look
as
for the-
I leave.
Yeah, he wants to nod his head, but he wants to look around for the key.
Yeah.
Okay. So with respects given, the baby dolls seem to be asleep now, rocked back to bed. R&D 46 and Corwin, you give me a perception check. Aki, you were out of this room. You were back in the center, and we'll pick that up in a bit for you.
The only thing I want to do though is I'm going to take this time to call companion, so that way I can swap out my active companion being JP. So JP's no longer in combat danger, and I'm gonna have I'll have Audrey be the combat danger squirrel.
Okay. Corwin, R&D, what is your perception checks?
24.
Mine was also 24.
24. As you look around the room, you do finally find on the back wall a little rusty metal hook where you'd hang a key from. Judging by the dust trail, there was a key here, and it's recently been taken.
I just kind of like look at Corwin. It is gone, but it was here recently.
Who knew that this room was open before we got here?
Randy's gonna look at the woman with the two swords. Only her.
Mm-hmm. She also let us in here.
Mm-hmm. Who's to say that she is also not crazy?
My thoughts exactly.
All right. I'm just going to pick up on a feeling. And I think that I understand this place makes people very paranoid. But I can trust, please trust me when I say this. I'm not from this town. I'm not crazy, at least not enough to see you killed. Remember, I have 2 children and a husband at home I'm trying to get back to. I need to get out of here just as much as you do.
I'm rolling a vibe check.
Right ahead.
Like, how's a 30 do?
You can see by the look in her one good eye, she is so scared and so desperate to get back to her husband and her 2 kids. Whether or not that makes her a villainous madman willing to kill all of you or trying to use you to help her get out of here, hard to say. You can tell she's telling the truth about wanting to get the hell out.
Okay. I would share that with Randy 46, who's
He leans over. I am not good with human emotions. What do you see?
I see that she's at least being honest on trying to get out, but
That is good.
but I can't really tell. We're whispering, by the way, PJ. we're not saying that to her face.
Okay. Just you see her hands up like, I can assume you're whispering about me. You don't have to dodge my feelings. We're in a tiny room with creepy doll heads.
Yes, let's get out.
We were talking about how cute JP is.
Facts. I go to pet JP, and JP like nips at my finger, and I go, so cute.
He's very cute.
All right.
And very buff.
I go
very, very
out
buff.
to find our spider friend who, remember, our spider friend said they were good at talking to people and seeing that stuff. So I would just also tell her that I'm getting some weird vibes from Lucinda.
Could I also just say, after you said it was a very buff squirrel, I just had the mental image of it ripping an acorn in half instead of like chopping.
Okay, I need you to picture. I'm gonna give a very specific thing, and you can go look it up later. If you've seen Demon Slayer season 2 and you've seen what the buff mice look like, please picture that, but a squirrel.
That's amazing.
Yup. Not gonna lie, I was thinking of All Hail King Julian, and there's like this like really buff surfer boy kind of marmoset. I don't know what the hell it is, but I'm thinking that too.
I was thinking any kangaroo. Because
I love that.
kangaroos are buff.
And they're insanely buff. They never skip leg day. I apologize. It is, our Lord and Savior Halloween time when I'm making these jokes. But that being said, we're moving back. You take Lucinda and you leave the baby doll room and you go back to the center. Now, Priscilla, as you come back out to the center, the barricade's gone. Almost as if it had never been there. And it's a lot of gurneys. You don't see anything. No sign of scratching, no sign of blood, no sign of movement, nothing. The barricade eerily missing.
Okay. Is there like, so it's a barricade, and I'm assuming like it's there would be like scratches, scuff marks, maybe perhaps even a pile of dust, or because you're just such a fan of all these bloody fucking handprints, maybe a couple of fingies, so like do I see any of those, or is it like, wow, this is clean?
Pretty
It's
clean.
actually a sanitarium clean, like
Yeah. Pretty sanitary and clean. It's kind of disturbing how everything is just suddenly gone. There's no trace of it.
I'm with Josh and I'm with Josh and Audrey. Do they sense fresh blood anywhere? Like if it's coming from behind us, we clearly know that is our poor sweet baby Inig. So like talking about forward, talking about the barricade, or even just throughout the hall.
What's the range again on that scent?
If it is like persistent bleed, it would, which means just like gushing and stuff like that, it would be 120. If not, it's just 30.
Like a bloodhound, their ears prick and their nose point the direction of down the center hallway. They are transfixed on something down that center hallway and beyond.
And that wasn't the general direction of where we were from per se, right? It's like, oh, to quote Jasmine, a whole new fucking world.
Yep, the same hallway where the barricade is now completely vacant.
I see. So I'm not doing no scouting. Because I don't believe scouts are real. So I'm just going to, I've never seen one in real life, never seen a Girl Scout cookie shit or Boy Scout, whatever. I thought I've only seen them in media. And so I truly believe they're not real. Okay. Scouts, sure. More like child soldiers. Anyways. So, what I'm going to do then is not scouting, not looking ahead or anything, but now that like I know where it is, where all this blood is kind of coming from, I'm going to wait for everyone else to come back out before alerting them of the fresh juice, the bevs that are right there. And when Corwin tells me about Lucinda's sussiness, I would like to proceed to ask her a couple of questions, like, so you've been here a while, right? You're sure you're not trying to do anything sacrilegious to us?
No, I want to get out of here. If I wanted to do something sacrilegious and kill you, I would have had at least 2 or 3 opportunities to at least attempt that now, wouldn't I?
That is logical.
People
It is
have
logical.
been
It is
dying,
quite
though.
logical, but I'm still going to
People
use my.
have been dying though.
Well,
They
to be
those
fair,
situations.
she's been here for 2 years. So like,
That's
if
true.
anyone's gonna juke maneuver, it's most likely going to be Lucinda. However, I don't care. Okay, sus is sus, and there it is. So I do want to still sense motive, because I personally, so I'm like neutral evil. I don't care if I sense something that's like, of course she's using us to get out, strength in numbers, and if you fall, you fall. I don't give a shit about that. What I do care about though is like, and there is an altar right there, and I'm gonna cut off your fingers and sacrifice you to the xenomorphs. Like I care about that. Right? So I care about myself specific, well, myself, and that would also, I guess, include the party being in danger of her straight up betraying us.
Sure,
but
sure.
if it's like an equal symbiotic, we're using you, you're using me, I don't give a shit about that.
Okay. Yeah. Are you and when you're making a perception check for that?
Yeah, it's a perception check, and I get a +1 circumstance bonus. I'm specifically sensing a motive.
Okay. Go right ahead and roll.
Tasty, 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 tasty. Tasty, 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 tasty. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso. Because Dora, that was wrong. That was incorrect. Yeah, 27.
27. The more you talk, the more you look in the eye, the more you sense motive. You sense it's definitely in the camp of I want to get out and I want to use you all to get me out here as much as possible. If you die, sucks for you, but I just want to get the fuck home.
Got it.
Symbiotic. 100%.
Symbiotic. All right. I'm good now. I'm pretty good. I just nod and go, all right. I believe you. You smell desperate enough for it. I mean, I don't blame you. 2 years here. You look good for 2 years here.
Yeah, never mind the lost eye, tons of scars, and I'm still wearing my 2-year-old uniform. Haven't washed it in a day, so it smells like death.
But that's a good smell. It's loving, you know? Death by Doltonshire.
I don't think I want to wear that perfume. But you know what? All right, so where are we going next? The left and right are done. The only way forward is the center, and I haven't been able to get past the barricade, so I have no idea what's back there. Only what I know from reading signs. Maintenance back there is that's it.
There's fresh blood back there. That's for sure.
And whoever took the keys is probably back there.
Well, then we should be on guard, but we should get to it. The night is waning on us, and the sun shall be up soon. If we're not up by sunrise, we're trapped here.
Okay.
Then it is time to leave.
Oh,
As you
Randy
pursue-
sounded so sad.
Randy is sad.
There,
as you-
there.
Oh, sorry.
That's it. I just go, there. You sweet little robot.
Randy has
You
lost,
do good.
He has lost a friend and will not lose another. And like holds his rifle up and like checks the chamber.
All right. So as you move down the center hallway, a heavy iron door covered in dense padding hangs cracked just a bit off the hinges at the other end of the hallway. Above it, on stained and rusted bronze plaque, reads the words, originally, rejuvenative isolation. However, these words have been crossed out and garishly scribbled over in blood are the words, den of false gods. Moving through, you find the fresh blood scent. As you come into the room, originally a square walkway with fine sand in the middle and little cubicles along the side. Now it stands, every single cubicle has some sort of mass, some lump, some shape in it. Walking further in, you find lights come to life and highlight the figures now in these cubicles. You see members of the Order of the Compass Rose. Their corpses hanging on strings, their eyes wide open in dead panic. And their body has been perverted to have some semblance of a god, the Astrogenicon. Under them, like a plaque, almost like a museum, you see the name, Azamat the Mighty. And someone with bits of metal flakes just painted on them. You see Kolga, the god of war, and stripped metal just jabbed into his body piece after piece like the god of steel and strife. And they all hang there until suddenly they all scream in pain. And as they scream in pain, you see behind you the hunter. She reaches behind her, pulls out a necklace with all 3 keys. Now in front of you, you see a metal door, reinforced metal bars, again, hanging on its hinge edge. Behind you, Helena Dolton III, the hunter of the sanitarium. In front of you, a door to maintenance, and possibly the switch to get out of here. The screaming members of the Order of the Compass Rose are causing Lucinda to have a panic attack as she's seeing all of her friends now marred and mutilated to be some sick, blasphemous representation of your gods. What do you do?
So, Randy, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to grab Lucinda and kind of slap her. Your husband and children are most important.
Yes, right. Yes, you're right. They are.
You can do
Them.
nothing for them now.
Yes, of course.
Think of them
All right.
as I think of JP. Pet, pet, pet. And
All
he
right, then what do we
says
do?
pet, pet, pet as he does it.
We get the key, and we get
Keys.
out.
Get out. All right. Well, who's going to fight the old bitch?
Yes.
Good. I need everyone make one last will save before this moves to the last leg of the night.
All right, Dice. I've know
Leg. I have 8.
we've had some issues here, Dice, but it's okay. You're not going to roll another 3.
That looks good, Randy. Please tell
That's
me
a
you survive.
19 on. Oh, that's a 19 on the die face, and you said will.
Mm-hmm.
That's an 11, which makes it 30.
Okay.
25? Does 25 do it?
25. Okay, 25. I'll let you know when I get all of them.
Oh, no.
Aki, what you got for me?
I'm gonna use a hero point.
Okay.
I might as well, right? Because if I die, I would like to go out with a bang.
Oh, wait. It's Will, isn't it?
Yes.
You're a robot. Oh no, your will is probably.
Yeah, that's a 19.
Total. Okay. We'll get to that in a bit.
Chat, hero bite! Chat, save me!
Okay. You said will. You said will.
I thought it was
You said will, and I'm once again rolling for the pack.
Oh.
Yep.
Reap psyche.
Okay.
If Psyche's giving you that hero point, go ahead, Wes. Roll it again. This might save you,
Oh
at
my
least
God.
for now.
Please, please,
All right.
please.
All right, thank you. That's a 28.
28.
It's much
Okay.
better.
Okay.
It's much better.
I'm just double checking like how.
Make up fun.
I'm
Right.
going to crack you like a
Yeah.
nut.
Okay. Yeah. I also got 28.
28, and at least a 30. Okay. So you see a horrible darkness start to overtake Helena Dolton III, like a wave, a tidal wave of shadows. In that split second, you are not bound by fear. You each just beat the living shit out of her, rip the 3 keys off her neck, and flee to maintenance. As the tidal waves engulfs her, she just gets carried away and lost. The darkness still follows after you.
A
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Was the mutilated bodies? They are bodies, correct?
They are living bodies.
They are living bodies, not dead yet.
Not yet.
Good fucking Lord. I wish. Okay. While you're beating the shit out of her, can I just kill one, please? And then animate it real quick.
Lucinda's gonna be pissed.
I will say you may want to save your energies for the next part.
Okay, fine.
I'm
I
just gonna
just
give you that
want
little
more.
head.
I just need more fodder. That's why.
You just want more fodder? I'll give you one.
Yeah.
I'll give you one. Why not? I know you have some cool powers that come off that. So you do get
Yeah,
one.
I don't. I really okay. Like as much as fun as it is, I really don't think you want me to blow up a squirrel.
I mean, that's
mean-
not my yuck. I don't care,
Yeah.
but I understand that might
Yeah.
be somebody, so it's
Leave
fine.
That's-
JP alone.
You can do what you want to the other squirrels.
No. JP, I called JP out of battle. Okay, my initial one was first combat. I blew him up, but you're way too attached. And while fucking Priscilla is evil, I the fuck am not. Hell no.
Also,
Okay, so like
if you blew up JP, I don't know what Randy would do to you.
exactly. So I'm I swapped it, and now I'm just like they worked really hard to live.
Yeah. Okay, so really fast, because in the interest of time, we do need to kind of wrap things up a little bit, unfortunately. So you take the keys, you get yourself a body, you run to the maintenance. As you run to the maintenance and swing it open, you see this vortex moving inward. You see a vortex moving inward where reality starts to shift and change on you. Stones break and crumble and then start to recede upside down. In this sort of cone of debris, in this purple bruised starry night sky of a vortex, you see this massive black spider just stomping around midair as if it's walking on a wall. And as this does, you see on this floating island, this pedestal, this maintenance block. Now, it takes you some time, and it's death-defying to dodge this horrible spider monster creature as you realize the dimensional gravity and intent is flipped. To go up, you must jump down. To go sideways, you must go the opposite direction. But you figured out time and time and time. Lucinda the whole way, trying everything she can to support you, until one last effort, she grabs one of you, throws you to the maintenance. You put in all 3 switches or keys, flip this switch, and suddenly, one by one, the bricks slam back into reality. The purple vortex fades and the black spider hisses as it is gone. You're now back in the asylum, but the door doesn't close. It can't be closed. You see, coming from the door, a big white moon head with a big smile. I have such truths to show you. And now, my brothers and I will take you deep below the sea. We'll take you deep to meet the father of it all. And maybe together we'll find the lost one. Because only then, if we can find the lost one, the truth shall be known to the whole world. And at this point, the shadow that has engulfed Helena Dolton III now slides down the wall like a living blood, rising above you, parting so the moon face opens up wide, this big Pac-Man grin as the teeth try to devour you. You can hear the same sickening scarecrow laugh as all of these blaspheming bodies are starting to turn against their will into the Hayman's minions. All the doors swing wide open. The red light changes to a normal but painful and garish din of light. The doors open in the main lobby. The sun has almost come. Now is the time to run for your very lives. Welcome to the Gauntlet Getaway. You're now in the chase for your very lives. There's going to be 4 rounds of this, but in the end, there can only be one survivor. That includes Lucinda. So with this chase, there's going to be a set DC. That DC is going to get harder every step of the way. I'm going to tell you what's coming to kill you. You have to tell me the one skill check you're going to do, or a save if I declare it, to survive. First part, as you're running away, you see a horrible tsunami of darkness and hands coming from it as this ancient voice calls out to you. I need you all to make your skill check of choice. I'll tell you what the DC is after you roll it. So, who's gonna go first?
17.
Corwin, did you say 17?
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay, 17.
So we're choosing the skill check.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait. Oh, I thought. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You get to choose
Yeah,
the skill check. If I say
got
a
it.
save, then
Seven.
make the save, obviously.
All right. Acrobatics.
Okay.
That's gonna give me a 30.
Nice.
Yeah, Randy's just gonna go for athletics and hope for the best.
Okay.
23.
23. Okay. Aki.
I want to use intimidation to
Okay.
make their DCs higher.
Okay, roll it.
Because you said only one can live. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I
right.
gotta be a dick.
Oh, that's fair.
Uh, 27?
27.
Yeah.
Okay. So, ironically, everyone succeeds. Even with the penalty with the intimidation, R&D 46, you barely make it, but you're able to push through the fear. and get your knees to chest. As y'all 4 of you explode out of the front door, you see the door just shatter as the tidal wave of darkness starts growing limbs and a face and goes, "We have such truths to bury in your soul." Now, with that, you see riding and cresting this dark shadow, you see the scarecrows, and you see the fireflies just vomiting out of their face and chasing you. Second round, I need a reflex save from everyone.
Oh boy, okay.
0 point.
24.
Instead of a reflex save, could I use the body that I have to cast a spell to attack the thing, the crows and stuff coming out? So instead of me dodging, I'm throwing something at it, and effectively, I'm gonna hit them all.
How about this?
Hit a good portion of it.
I'll let you do that with a plus. That'll basically give you a +4 to your reflex save.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So while you're doing that, Randy, what was yours?
31.
31. Okay. Wes, what was yours?
24.
24. Okay.
1 second. I gotta mark
Sure.
off a spell slot because what I'm doing is final sacrifice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you need it, if you need it, let me know. But it is fire, and I
I
am
trust you.
blowing up quite a bit of things with the one new fake little minion.
That's right. I just
And-
need the reflex save.
The reflex. And
But
then
you're
you
not
said
blowing up JP, right?
No, not JP. This is why I specifically took a random dead body,
Got
and
it. Got it.
yeah, that
Just
I
wanted to make
animated, and then I'm blowing it up on purpose. Yeah. I'm sorry. 1 second. I actually need a calculator.
Okay.
I'm looking at numbers and they're making sense, but they're not. And you said I get a +4?
Mm-hmm.
32.
32. Okay. So, as the swarm starts to come around you, you're able to dodge and dive and speed up a little bit. Here's the funny thing. The first round, the DC was a 22. This round, it was a 24. Wes, you have been on the mark and not above it both times. The DC is going to raise now. Take a wild guess what it's going to be as the moon itself with the spider body starts to leap, and its mouth opens, and you see just this storm of long purple tentacle tongues come flying out of his mouth to grab you. Now, you can give me any skill check you want on this one. The DC, though, is only getting higher. What are you going to do?
Oh, I'm so sorry about this. Oh, this is mean. This is mean.
Is it count as a ranged attack?
I'm going to say yes if it's for a skill check. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna use hit the dirt, which gives me a +2.
Okay, go ahead and make that check.
It's anything we want, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
28. It's a stealth. It was I'm trying to just be as inconspicuous as possible at this point.
This is so douchebaggy. I'm
It's
so
stressful.
sorry. I'm going to do a deception roll. And I'm going to make it sound like, using ghost sound, that the squirrel has fallen and is getting eaten.
Okay. Okay, the DC is still what it's going to be, but I want that deception roll, yeah.
It's a 37. No. It's a 27.
Oh,
I was about to be like, dude, what the fuck?
No.
yeah.
Diabolical.
This is ghost sound. Just little squirrel.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, damn. So
I still gotta go, and
Yeah.
I'm really heavily debating on what I do. I think. Oh goodness, there's so much shit to do. One question:
see
Is
that
there?
Oh, go.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just saying, I can just see Randy as a person, oh God, what have I done?
Adaki, what's your skill check?
that makes no sense actually. I am going to, for the sake of doing something, I am going to make a performance check to gracefully dodge.
All right, go ahead. Give me that performance check.
I'm trying to squeeze all of the modifiers I can out of it.
All right,
we could
go
say
ahead
that
and
I'm like using my webs to basically spider sling my way around.
Mm-hmm.
27.
27? Okay. Well, the DC, well, wait a second. Because the deception check, the DC was a 26. Now that means everyone has succeeded, including the deception check to trick R&D 46. So what I need from you, Wes, because if you fail this roll, your hesitation, even if you think it's wrong or not, or false or not, will still get you killed. I need you to roll a will save.
Oh, dear.
DC 26 will save.
So I was gonna say
my-
the first thing that he's gonna do is, because he knows there are other squirrels, as he's running, he's just gonna look on his left shoulder to see if he's still there. But he's just gonna keep booking it. A will save. My will is only +9.
I can.
No.
It's a nat 1. It's a nat 1.
Dear. Oh dear.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, what he would do is he wouldn't stop first because he knows if he stops that JP dies. So he would just look over his left shoulder, and I guess it's possible that he wouldn't see him there.
Because for a split second, I was going to say, oh, make it a perception check, but a 1 is a 1.
Yep. My perception
And-
is +9 too, so it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah, so you hit the ground, do a roll, all stealth-like, so they can't get you. You pop back up, not losing your stride, and then you hear the sound of what sounds like one of the squirrels going, and you slow down just a bit to check your shoulder to make sure it's JP or not. And once you see him there, you see the of fur as the tongue pierces him, wraps around your neck, and takes you into the moon. R&D 46, you are dead.
Damn it! Is there any way I would know who did that?
I will say, as you leave, getting the bird's eye view, you can see it was absolutely Corwin.
Am I allowed to take a shot at Corwin as the tongue is bringing me back, like as he caused the death of JP?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to say that you're shooting him is going to impose a -2 penalty on his next check. This is going to be worse because the DC is now the highest it's going to be for this escape. You're finally getting to the last leg of this. Lucinda,
So he's
Corwin.
just like, you son of a bitch.
Lucinda, Corwin, Priscillica. You see now the moon comes in front of you, the mouth opens wide, and you see a massive portal opening up to you. And you see tentacles dripping, chilled, ice cold, inky black water. The tentacles start to reach out to you. This is the last roll. Lowest roll loses the game. Now, Lucinda is there as well. And there can only be one. What do?
I stop time.
You cast
I've
time
been-
stop?
I've been holding this spell the entire, I've had 2, and I am stopping time.
You have
Okay.
time stop?
Yes, I do. Well, it's
Knew it.
it's
I
called.
knew it.
It's
Before
time
that,
jump.
though, you fucked over my squirrel, and I'd like to use final sacrifice on JP to blow up, hopefully, Corwin and
I don't have the
Lucinda.
squirrel. The squirrel's. Oh, you're
You
throwing
don't have
at
it.
me?
I'm throwing him at you because he's still my squirrel,
Okay.
and he still listens to my commands.
Cool.
And I'm hoping that it interrupts your action of time stop,
All right.
Oh, man.
so that way I can run.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. All right.
Okay, I need to. Okay, so how final sacrifice works is it just happens, and the range is 120 feet, so it's going to hit you.
Yeah.
What
What else?
Would
So
you
what
like
I'll
me
say.
to roll though?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna skip all that and just say the -2 penalty, Randy. is now a -4 penalty with the exploding thing. So you've given him the maximum penalty we can give. If you want to, you can still make a check.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to. I mean, I'm running for my life. Acrobatics, my highest thing. It's plus 13. I rolled an 18. That's a -4 from that, so 14. So 27. Is what I rolled.
7. Okay. Hockey, what was your skill check? What was your total?
I'm gonna fight for intimidation again because I'm actively attacking
Yeah,
you.
yeah, you are.
Okay.
Okay.
I will say intimidation, yes. You can't give a penalty at this point. It's the highest you can get, but you can still try to win with this.
Yeah. No, at this point, I was arguing just to use the skill. I've
Yeah.
already imposed the penalty that I needed to do, so it's like just for the skill check.
Sure. Go ahead. Roll it.
I'm so sweaty.
Me too.
It might please fucking hell.
No.
Don't lie about your dice, Aki.
I feel bad.
Ooh, what's that mean?
Nat 20.
Okay. So
I'm like tearing up. That's how bad I feel.
How much damage does
And then
it
I'm
do,
getting my eyeliner.
Because
in my
I've
fucking
taught.
eye.
If I stop time,
mhm.
right, you still hit me. How much damage does it do?
I'm choosing to ignore that for the sake of the
Okay.
skill check, and so it's giving you the total 4 penalty. So you stop time, the explosion happens, time kicks back in again. That explosion rattled you. Tinnitus, disorientation, everything. You start kind of losing it. All right, Randy. You're not going to win tonight.
Mhm.
But let's see what happens for you in the future. Call it.
Heads.
So, this massive portal with long tentacles dripping inky black chilled water starts to reach out for you. With explosion, you're starting to get disoriented, starting to break off. Lucinda sees this, tries to grab you to stop you from just wandering. However, that act of kindness slows her down, and these two tentacles grab you both and takes you into the abyss. As this happens, we are going to now cut to Aki, Basilica Morningstar. With the portal closing, you're able to slide under the massive, stony, craggy face of Kamba. And with that, you fall into the waters below this massive ridge, barely surviving. Your legs are numb from the running and the ice-cold waters of the Doltonshire Bay. And all your animals around you are dead or dying, decaying. And in that dark of night that slips to morn, you pass out. You would pass out into a new morning. It's not until you feel something grabbing you and lifting you that you open your eyes and see the bright day. Hope. You look and you see your home, the pirate ship, the pirate city, Kraken's Cove itself has come after to find you. And they find you out in sea. And everyone there is like, "Oh my God, you survived. We've been trying. We haven't found anyone else but you. It's amazing. You survived. You survived. We have to introduce you to the captain and the mayor admiral. They're going to want to meet you right away." And as they do, everyone's shaking your hand and patting you on the back. Captain and mayor admiral, they look you in the eye and they say, "What joy. You made it. You survived. Truly. What a happy blessings day this is." And that is where we are ending. Return to
Right.
Doltonshire.
I didn't trust that. I don't trust like that. I don't trust like that.
Congratulations to the
Rid yourself
vampire
past that.
spider Basilica Morningstar. You survived, but to what end? What does this
Wow.
mean? One let's do our goodbyes. I have an extra credits scene for you at the end, and we will call it a happy Halloween. Starting with Sam. Sam, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, hello, I'm Sam Sterling, and you can find me all over the internet at Hey Sam Sterling. What do I got going on? Next week, we're going to be having our replay of the very first episode of our Spelljammer campaign over on Creators Assemble. The first episode was super great, so if you missed it, next week on Tuesday, come check it out and rewatch that. I'm a blob. It's great. So Zach, you and me, Blob Nation. That's all I have to say. All right.
Well, keeping it going, Zach, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Yes. You can find me at Zach the Drak, ZAKTHEDRAK on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find the shenanigans that I do with my friends at Mayday Roleplay or at Mayday RP on Instagram and Twitter. We're playing Vegas by Night, and it's vampires in Las Vegas making terrible decisions. That's it.
Okay. Well, next up, we got Wes, aka RND46, now chilling on the moon, dying like a goon. Please tell us who you are and where we can find you.
I am Space Robot. Hi, everyone. I'm Wes, at Wes_IR on all the things. If you enjoy this, make sure to check out every week of Edge of Legend, as it is amazing, and I don't play an android. Also, I'm part of a show called Gravehaven, which is coming out Fridays with Zach and Randy as well as cast members, and Sidney, or Alona, as you know her on Edge of Legend. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you guys on all of these shows.
Yeah. Well, next up, and I think the most well-earned silver medal goes to Corwin. Randy, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on this sweet, sweet internet.
Ruthless.
Hey, Ruthless. I'm so sorry. I was like, oh no, I could do that.
At what cost? At what cost?
At what cost? So my name is Randy Alvarenga. You can follow me on Twitter at Rolleraja. That's ROLLERRAJA to find out some of the cool stuff I'm doing. Obviously, the two shows, Edge of Legends and Gravehaven. And then I do a lot of other things. I just finished two shows, one being The Bureau and another being a game over on Saving Throw show, which is The Few and Cursed, which is a brand new TTRPG set in post-apocalyptic Western. You can see that and sign up for the Kickstarter, which is live right now. All on my Twitter.
Right.
But yeah, lots of stuff. Just be my friend, please.
Well, next and absolutely certainly not least, winning the entire damn thing and surviving to become an NPC canonical in the world of Edge of Legend, Priscilla Morningstar. Aki, please tell us who you are, where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello, I'm Aki. I'm shaken and perhaps a little stirred. And you can find me all over the Twitterverse at Akinomiya_art, where I do too many things. You can also find me here on Mondays, same time, literally the same place, where I am also playing like a shadow dragon summoner, familiar master demon guy. Like if you weren't like, I'm edgy here, apparently I'm edgy there. It's why am I only edgy in this goddamn channel? I'm actually not edgy anywhere else. I am the co-producer of Goblets and Gays. We are a Pathfinder 2e podcast, and we're going to be starting our fourth and final season very soon. So, come catch up. And I do a whole bunch of other things. So you can just check me out on Twitter and see all the podcasts and streams that I'm in. But specifically, I'm in two more Halloween esque streams tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern. You can find me on where can you find me? Just go follow me, you'll find me there. I'm playing Bluebeard's Bride. And on Saturday you can find me on Nameless Domain, where I am going to be playing on a one shot called Eyes of the Red Moon. Lots of spooky shit, lots of Halloween shit. And yeah, thanks for having me. Can't believe I fucking won.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Well, I'll make this really quick. My name is PJ Megaw. You can find me all over the internet at pj.megaw, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, not on TikTok anymore. And you can find me here, same nat time, same nat channel, next Monday for Wayward Arcadium, 8 to 11 PST. And surprise to my performers and actors here tonight, we're going to be taking next week off. So we're going to get to have a nice, chill Wednesday, not here, whatever. It's going to be all good. So enjoy that. Also, more announcements when I can let you know. There's a lot of other projects in the work, including, if you saw on Twitter, Eldritch Osiris Games is trying to do a Kickstarter, I believe, which goes live November 1st. And it's a book for like animal companions and mounts and all that kind of good stuff. And in the book is me. That's right, JP the Buff Squirrel. I mean, PJ the GM. You can have me as your animal companion, as well as Aki, Aubrey, and a few other familiar faces. So go to Twitter, Eldritch Osiris Games, find their Kickstarter, and back them November 1st to get that content. And before I forget, Randy. Bloop, 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 bloop. Deep in the water. Your oxygen leaves your lungs in bubbles. An inky black tentacle is wrapped around you and Lucinda both. You look in front of you and you see a mighty stone seal with the name of the gods inscribed on each major facet. As you get pulled in closer to this sealed chamber, you hear a voice. The two of you are lost, now found. I give you a chance to be unbound. I can return you to your immortal ground. You must find the lost child found. Bring to me my lost son. Of course you agree. See you soon. And with that, that is the end for sure. All right, now we're going to be rating Paul Dances. Our good friends at Paul Dances. We're going to be doing that right now. What should our battle cry be? What should our raid cry be?
There are way
Beware the moon.
Don't trust the moon.
There are still 45 other Randys.
That's the essential comforting thought after this whole mini
true.
campaign.
Take one down, pass it around.
I'm more glad that the rest of them won't have that trauma. Like
Yeah.
I'd much rather them be like happy, you know.
And that's when you find out they have a shared consciousness.
Oh,
They're all on the clouds.
Oh no! Oh god! They're now literally in the cloud.
Yeah.
All right,
We
we're
got
gonna
Paul
be.
Dances on.
Oh hell yeah! We're gonna be rating in 3, 2, 1.